Rooftop Sports welcomes you to a special presentation of the National Football League.
That's not what he wanted to cook.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to my live show between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. This is the Rooftop Sports. Just want to say thank you very much for joining. And yep, I'll admit it. It has been a long time. It has been over a month since my last live show, and I do apologize. I didn't do enough of the football games or any of the Seahawks games, and it's for many reasons. It's for one, hashtag don't quit your day job. In middle of November, I had a really strange stomach flu. It was just really bad. It was so bad that I wish I had COVID instead. That's how bad it was. Now, I wasn't close to anything severe or anything. I think my body just freaked out. And then the week after that was a huge power outage, so I didn't really have a sufficient location to do any kind of a live show. But now here I am back. Daniel, how's it going? Thank you for being my member as usual, as we are getting ready for the Green Bay Packers game and the Detroit Lions. And I'm also going to be joined by Epic Sea Films, who will be a part of this show. So just awaiting for him. And it looks like we have the Packers squared away. And looks like, according to the favorites, the Detroit Lions are the favorites to win this game, as they are the top team, if not possibly the best team in the entire NFL league. And let's verify on the stats. Looking at NFL standings, and they are 11-1, along with the Eagles being 10-2. So they are easily one of the two best teams, and three of the best teams in the NFC, and along with the AFC, got the Buffalo Bills on top of it, and the Kansas City Chiefs. So they are among one of the best teams in the NFL, and we are getting ready. The Packers, the coach is Matt LaFleur and Dan Campbell. And I would imagine that Tom Grossi is in this game, so maybe I'll get a chance for some kind of a Grossi raid situation, but I'm not going to depend on it because my YouTube channel is not going to be built on Tom Grossi. It's going to be built on my own. And for all of those that have been following my channel, just want to say thank you very much for joining. And to all the 3 members, thank you for being part of my YouTube journey. It looks like we've got the Green Bay Packers running onto the field, and I would think that they are getting booed to the moon. Let's see how loud the boos are. Yep, the boos are very loud, and I believe one of the last notable times the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions played together, it was in the 2015 game when they had that Hail Mary effort by Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers did win that game because of that. And what a huge throw it was by Aaron Rodgers to be able to pull that off. I don't know how he did it, but it's Aaron freaking Rodgers, and that was Aaron Rodgers in his absolute prime. And now, unfortunately, he's kind of down on his heydays of his career, but who knows? Hopefully, he will finish strong. And as for the quarterback matchups today, it's going to be Jordan Love and Jared Goff. Jared Goff has almost 3,000 passing yards. He's actually on my fantasy football team. Hasn't done as good as I would hope to. Also have Amon St. Brown. He's also on my fantasy football team. I really need him to step up because I do have a critical matchup in my fantasy football league, and it's the last game of the entire regular season. I am projected to win, but I still want to make sure that I score as much as possible so I don't lose again to the Seattle Water Bottles, who I have lost to before. And I also want to make sure that I score as much as possible so I can withstand any kind of tie-breaking troubles. And it looks like we're on commercial break, and I am going to take a quick commercial break myself. And you will hear it from the word from our sponsor. We've got SeatGeek. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. And to all those that were using my SeatGeek promo code, just want to say thank you very much for using it, and hopefully got your $20 of savings to good use. And now we are still awaiting, as we've got 9 minutes left until the game. And I guess I want to talk about my fantasy football team. And if you would like to get more exclusive updates on my fantasy football league, join my membership for just $5 a month. Got Rooftop Koreans and the Seattle Water Bottles. That's who I'm playing. And other critical matchups. We got Fan Price. He is playing. Trying to see who he is actually playing. Fan Price is playing against Dirty Birds and need Dirty Birds to win that game. Then we got Bella Check Yourself against the Auto Draft. And then we got the most epic matchup is going to be Epic C Films and the 8 equals D. That will be a very intense matchup to watch. Still waiting on the Epic C Films to show up, and looks like my Amazon app kind of crashed. Very unfortunate. Yep, now it's back. Now it looks like they're having a little preview for the game. They're just talking about whoever, I guess. Not really much. So I'm still waiting for the Epic C Films to show up, because he's going to be a huge bulk of this show. I'm not saying he's going to carry my show or anything, but give someone else to talk to throughout this game. Until he is back, I'm not going to put my headphones on quite yet. And also I did have a plan to do the Seahawks game on Sunday, but unfortunately I will not be available due to hashtag don't quit your day job. So don't quit your day job. It's still hanging around, but it is what it is. Gotta feed myself, and still got to do the works that I can. And it looks like we got the Detroit Lions coming onto the field. Jared Goff is there. He looks like he is ready to go. And let's look at the Green Bay Packers and see how exactly they are doing. We got Al Michaels. He is on the call today. But for Green Bay Packers, where exactly are they in the standings? Green Bay Packers are 9-3. So the NFC North, aside from the Chicago Bears, is a very tightly contested division. We got the Lions at 11-1, Vikings at 10-2, and the Packers at 9-3. So it will be a very critical matchup. A very critical matchup between the Lions and the Packers. The Lions, so they can keep their home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And then we've got the Green Bay Packers, who are 9-3. They are still at least trying to catch up in the playoff. And I would like to look at the playoff picture. So if playoffs started today, we have Lions have the absolute first seed, and they have to get the first seed in order for them to get the bye week. Eagles at number 2. Got Seattle Seahawks at number 3. Falcons number 4. Then we got the Minnesota Vikings at 5, Packers at 6, and Washington Commanders at 7. And they're still talking. We got another about, I would say, 5 more minutes until this game begins. And I'm actually looking forward to this matchup. It's a divisional rival, and we also got, not only it's a divisional rival, but it's also a lot on the line for the Lions to be to take the first seed in this first seed for the playoffs in the NFC. As for the playoff picture in the AFC, right now the Chiefs are the ones with the bye week. Buffalo Bills at number 2, Denver Broncos Pittsburgh Steelers number 3, and we got Houston Texans at 4, Chargers at 5, Ravens at 6, Broncos at 7. And looks like here we got the Epic C Films. Epic C Films, you late, you tardy. If it was school, I'd be failing you in your participation scores.
Sorry I'm late, but yes, I'm here now.
So, Epic C Films, how do you feel about the Lions and the Packers matchup? This is a very key matchup between the two.
Yes. So I think the Lions and the Packers is going to be a great matchup here today, because we have two really good football teams going against each other. I think one of the things I noticed with these two teams is how high scoring are these games going to be? Is it going to be a 30 to 33 blowout, or is it going to be basically a game where it's going to be, defensive heavy? I don't think it's going to be defensive heavy. We have offensive powerhouses here.
Yeah, why don't you explain more about the offensive powerhouses?
Well, so I think this year the Lions were in the top 5 for offense this year. They're averaging over 30 points a game. So if you expect them to score less than 10 points a game, I don't think that's most likely going to happen. And then you're talking about the
Green Bay Packers.
They have a good offense too. And one of the things that people have not been talking about enough this year is the resurgence of the running back. Green Bay actually has Josh Jacobs from the actual Raiders from last year, and they've actually been utilizing him a lot. So if they can get the running game going, they will score a lot of points.
And that's what you think, huh? Well, we're going to see how it goes. And the other thing I really want to talk to you about is we have our fantasy football league, and so much is at stake. Mm-hmm. My goodness, here, I will show the standings right now. And this is exactly where we are at. At first seed, we got RPO Tank, CDs, TDs at number 2, Auto Draft at number 3, Epic C Films at number 4, Fan Price number 5, and Bella Check Yourself at number 6. So if the playoffs standed today, that would be your playoff format. But here's the thing where it gets even more intense. We've got 8 equals D at the 7th seed, Rooftop Korean at the 8th seed, and GGEZ at 6 and 7. From seeds 4 to 9, they are all at 6 and 7. So it's going to be a very intense week. And as by looking at the projections, as people actually did update their score, I'm projected to be the winner. Then we've got CDs, TDs is expected to win. Epic C Films, you're actually expected to win. And Fan Price is expected to win. And Bella Check Yourself is actually expected to lose against the auto draft. So how do you feel about your matchup going into this week?
So my whole thing is that my matchup doesn't matter for me. The computer says I have a 93% chance of winning. I have most tiebreakers. I have the tiebreaker locked up. So I'm not worried about if I win or lose because I know I'm most likely going to be at least a 6 seed, no worse than a 6 seed. I'll be in the playoffs. I am safe.
And how worried should I be based on all those matchups?
Based on the matchups and how things are going, if we talked about it before, you should be worried because think about it. If I happen to, because I have questionable guys on my team, if my team falls apart, all of a sudden you're out of it. There's a lot of stuff where you need to have happen. You're bringing on too much stuff. That's why the computer has you at such a low percentage compared to someone like me. Because if you look at what the computer actually has you estimated at, you're only at a 33% chance of making the playoffs. 33% chance. Does that make you happy?
Not at all. And we can all agree that the most critical error I made was drafting CJ Stroud, who I was very obsessed with because I thought the Seahawks would have a chance to draft him. I guess karma got me there for promoting tanking things. And then I could have had Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson. Had I had those two, it's very possible that my playoff spot would be heavily locked up.
Yeah, just like me, my biggest problem was I drafted running backs too late. If I would have drafted a better running back, my team might be better nowadays, and I might not have to be worried about this. And if I would have won last week, I would have been comfortably in, and we'd only be talking about 2 teams fighting for 3. We would be talking about all these teams fighting for 2 spots versus 3, because there really isn't much going to change. The only thing that could really change right now for me is most likely what could happen is me going from a 4 to a 5, and I still play the same team, and it doesn't change anything. All that changes at the end of the season is tiebreakers. If we exactly tie with the same amount of points, and it really doesn't help me because they have the tiebreaker over me.
Yeah. So. And let's look at if you have any key players today. And actually, the kick is underway, and the game is on. And this is brought to you by SeatGeek. SeatGeek, use my promo code RoofTopSports to get your $20 off. And now we got the Lions. They are going to start on the offense. And what a season that Jared Goff has had. Now, my fantasy stats would disagree, but his completion percentage is at 72%. Yardage is nearly at 3,000 and 22 touchdowns. And I do have one player on today. That's going to be Amon St. Brown. And I'm definitely going to need every bit of him. And you have the kicker, Jake Bates. So I'm rooting for your kicker to do the job.
But
And now we got a 1st and 10. And now here's the handoff to the running back. And he is going to go at least 2 yards on that one. Didn't really get much. And sorry to cut you off, Epic C. What were you saying?
Jake Bates is going to have more points than Amon St. Brown tonight.
That's your bold prediction.
That's a bold prediction.
I wonder what kind of a case that you would have for that, but I just need Jared Goff to just give the ball to Amon St. Brown. That's all I need. And we got man in motion. We got a single back formation, 1 running back there. That's going to be Montgomery. We got a man in motion. And here is Jared Goff. He's going to set to pass. And now here it is. And that is going to go to number 14. And I believe that is Amon St. Brown. And I already got 1 point on that. And as of now, I'm in the lead in fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
And it does feel good to be back for my show because my lack of consistency in November was showing. And part of it was because I had a stomach virus that I did get over real quickly. And then we had the power outage, so I didn't really do much effectively. Now we got a 3rd and 2. Looks like we got a blitz happening. We got man in motion. And here, no blitz. Now here's the pass to Amon St. Brown. That's going to be caught. And that's going to be 2 points for me. And that's going to be a Lions 1st down. And now we've got, and that was Amon St. Brown, who was in the slot, had a nice little motion to it, and then that made him wide open. Not really wide open, but he was open for that 1st down. And that does make me happy, as that should get me 2.6 points, maybe 3 points total. And now we've got a fullback and a running back, another man in motion once again. That is Williams, and he's going to no, that's a fake handoff. And now here's a throw, and that's going to be dropped by Amon St. Brown. I really needed that. And that is going to be a 2nd and 10. And I know you're enjoying that, Epic C Films. You enjoy my misery because I have a feeling that there's a part of you that really wants me to lose in fantasy football.
Well, not that I want you to lose. It's just I feel like you try so hard, and it just makes me kind of chuckle a little bit when you fail, and I do better than you when I don't care as much. Don't you realize?
You know what I want you to do? Why don't you get into real estate, have that kind of mindset, and then you'll outsell me. Why don't you try? I dare you to try that.
I could outsell
and now,
you.
Yeah, you could. And now here's a handoff to Montgomery, and he gets a little bit of an opening, almost trips up, and that's going to be a 1st down. He pushes someone down, and that's a great run by Montgomery. Whoever has him in fantasy, good for you. So, yeah, Montgomery broke some tackles there. He almost tripped, had a little bit of Marshawn Lynch in him. And I do have my Marshawn Lynch jersey. It's that gray jersey right over there. I have 3 points so far in fantasy football. And here we got a man in motion. And that's going to be a fake handoff. Here's Goff. He's going for a short pass. That is going to Gibbs. And he is going to get some room. And he's not going to get the 1st down, but he at least got 6 or 7 yards on that. And the Lions are slowly driving the ball. And he will be right back in moments. And as soon as he's back, I'll have him back on the screen. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs has been quite a dynamic duo. Both of them have 1,000 all-purpose yards, so very much useful, both of them. And now here is a quick pass, and that is going to be dropped by Williams. And now we're looking at a 3rd and 3. I wonder what they're going to do. So we're at a 3rd and 3 in Epic C Films. What do you think the Lions should do on this? Should they run the ball because they're maybe close, or should they try to go for a short pass?
Go for the run.
You'd go for the run. I would go for the short pass to Amon St. Brown, my fantasy football boy.
No, we want to run because we want you not to fail.
No, there's no running back set. And here is a 3rd and 3. He's got some time to pass the throw, and that is going to be caught. And that is number 9, and he is going to go close to the end zone. That was caught by Williams. And now we're talking about red zone, and I wish that was Amon St. Brown because that would have been give me more points in fantasy, but someone in here doesn't want me to win. As that was a really nice, well set up play. And great awareness by Jared Goff, and also great amount of time that he had thanks to his offensive line. And now we've got a 1st and goal situation. Got Jamar Gibbs, got Williams on the motion, heading to the right side. Now handoff to Gibbs, and he might have some open. No, he's not opening at all. And there's going to be a flag out there, and I think that's going to be a holding call. We're going to see what the refs say. Especially when a play goes that long, you would think that's going to be a holding call.
It'd be great if Seattle Waterballs beat you again.
Despite having only 6 of 9 players starting.
Yeah, again.
That would probably be the funniest thing ever.
You missed the playoffs because you can't beat Seattle Waterballs. That'd be the saddest thing for you.
At least he has something to be proud of. Yep, that's holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. At least it's still a 1st down. That was Skipper, who did hold him a little bit. Yep, he really did hold him, and that's going to trigger a flag every single time.
We want a kick here. You don't want them to get a touchdown. We want them to get a kick.
I want to get a touchdown. We got a 1st and goal. If anything, you kicking would help too. And we got man in motion, and Montgomery. Nope, it's going to go to Gibbs, and he is going to get some yardage on that. They make up just a little bit of it, maybe about 5 or 6 yards. And we've got a 2nd and goal, but they still got a long ways to go.
Mm-hmm. One of the interesting arguments I heard is that Jared Goff and Jordan Love are the same type of quarterback because they're both pocket passers. They're not scramblers.
They're not scramblers, and that's what you would think. And now we got a 2nd and goal. Laporta's trying to make some adjustment. Got Amon St. Brown on the slot. He's not looking to him, and that's going to be caught by Laporta, but that's going to be a 3rd down, but they are getting close. And I'm going to assume that you want them to run, and you want me, and I want them to throw.
A run would be nice. I think they could do it from the 3-yard line. I think a run would get them into the touchdown zone.
But on the other hand, ironically, I would want a field goal because that would also help you and help me.
Oh, you have their defense or something?
No, for your kicker.
Huh.
And now we've got Jared Goff. He's looking, and now here is a throw, and that's going to be incomplete. And I think that's a pass interference right there. And they're going to start over. And honestly, I think they're just going to run the ball in. When you have Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, especially when you're at the goal line, I don't think we're going to benefit anything from this drive. Prefer to Hobbit, thank you for being here. How you doing? It's been a long time. I'm glad to be back in action. I haven't been here since the World Series. That's all I can say. Haven't been here since the World Series, and I think it's safe to say that my lack of consistency has hurt my channel over the past month. Now, I'm not asking for any sympathy. It's just what it is. Things just happen. Life happens for a reason. But now I'm back, showing up. Legal contact. It's going to be a 1st down, automatic 1st down, probably half the distance to the goal. Yep, half the distance to the goal, automatic 1st down. My prediction is they're going to hand the ball over. They're not going to run the ball, or they're not going to pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Because the Lions do stress a lot. And yep, you can see Montgomery's up there. I think this is going to be a running play. But they're not right at the goal line, so I don't see a reason why they... I think they're going to hand it off first, because they look like they're in the formation for that. And they're going to hand it off to Montgomery, and he's got a wide opening for a touchdown. And that was just way too easy. A touchdown by Montgomery, and the Lions take the lead to make it 6-0 pending the PAT. It will be 7-0. And what a drive by the Lions, and what an easy run by David Montgomery. And take me your thoughts on that drive.
So on that drive, they had a lot of good passes. He was completing a lot of high percentage passes, and I think at the end it was lucky that they basically had a penalty at the end that kind of saved their drive.
You couldn't be any more correct.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're looking at a field goal. And this is going to be the extra point. And you're going to get 1 point on this. And the kick is up. And that is good. And we are going to go into commercial break as we are looking at a 7-0 lead for the Lions. And the Packers drive is coming up. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We're proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
And if you're looking for any home improvement projects, give that number a call that you saw on the screen. If you didn't see it, we'll show it again at some point in the commercial. Did know that Shaquille O'Neal's on JCPenney. JCPenney sure spends a lot of money on these celebrities, including Martha Stewart. Mm-hmm. And what do you think the Packers need to do? What is their key to success for the next drive?
Well, so for the Packers, they need to get their running game going. Josh Jacobs is a very powerful running back, and if they can get them going, that will help open them up. And then also, one thing I like, which I think some quarterbacks need to do more of, is go for the long pass. Go for a 30-yard or longer pass, because I think a lot of teams are too secured at just taking short passes and doing short dumps. Because if you can score quick, that helps you. Why take long drives? Why go 10 minutes for a drive when you could do it in 5? That's what I'm saying. Because sometimes you have to balance that. I think some teams just take too long to drive, and then if they only get 3 points out of it, then they're sitting behind the curve while the other team's up with 7 points.
And now we are back from the break. As in case you missed it, the Lions did score on the first drive to make it a touchdown. And now, here we are going into the Packers drive.
Yeah. The Lions are the highest scoring team in the league. They average 31.9 points per week. They're the only team that averages over 30 points a week.
And who has the best defense? Are the Lions tops on defense?
So let's see, points. The team that allows the least amount of points per game is actually the Los Angeles Chargers. They have
Jim Harbaugh's team.
Yes. Lions are second.
And now we are kickoff, and looks like nothing has happened. So we are going to go into... We're now going into the Packers drive, and this crowd is really up on their feet, and they're just getting right after it.
Mm-hmm. Basically, if the Green Bay Packers lose this game, they can't really win their division.
Yeah, they really can't, as if they're already behind from the Minnesota Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a 1st and 10, 9:41 left in the quarter so far. Josh Jacobs, what a year he is having as a running back, and they're going to fake handoff. Here's Jordan Love. Looks like he's going for a big... He gets sacked, and he got met immediately by that defense. And what a ferocious defense, and they're doing that little swimming celebration. But also, you got to watch out for the Lions defense. And actually, where is the Lions defense ranked?
They are... So the Lions defense would be the second best defense in the league. They allow the second least amount of points per game. Only the Chargers, I'd say, is better defense.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
And we got 2nd and 17. Got ball on around the 20, probably about the 23. And now we're looking at Jordan Love. He's got to pass. He's going to pass. And he's going to run the ball because he's just getting overwhelmed. He gets tripped up, and he doesn't really get much. He probably just makes up yardage on the sack. And we've got a 3rd down, and Packers offense is already looking lost.
Mm-hmm. According to fantasy, actually, the Vikings have the best defense if you're going to go fantasy-wise.
Fantasy-wise, got it. And I already forgot, but what was the Lions' defensive ranking?
The defensive ranking, they're one of the top 5 teams defensively.
Top 5. We got 3rd and 9. We got ball on the 31. And this is a really critical play for the Packers. And we got Jordan Love. He's going to pass. And that is incomplete. And looks like there's going to be a penalty. My guess it's going to be a pass interference because that's what the Packers offense was looking for. And let's see what the referee says on this one. Pass interference on the defense. That's going to be an automatic first down for the Green Bay Packers. So they have been spared. And the Korean Pizza Boy, thank you for the donation. Very much appreciate it. And yep, that was definitely pass interference right there. You could just tell that something was off on that play. Now we got 1st and 10, and they're getting close to the 50. We got a man in motion, number 85. And now we got a handoff to Josh Jacobs for the first time, and he gets bottled up almost immediately. He maybe got 1 yard on that, and that is going to be a 2nd down.
Mm-hmm.
Got 2nd down and 9, only 1 yard for Josh Jacobs. And so if you have your fantasy team going up against the Detroit Lions, good freaking luck.
This is the last time the Lions and the Packers play for the year.
Oh yeah, I could see that. As we're getting close to the end of the season, just like we are at the end of our regular season. And based on your prediction in my fantasy football league, I'm going to give you the names. So you have to say win or lose. Rooftop Koreans versus Seattle Water Bottles.
You're going to win.
CDs TDs versus GGEZ.
CD TD is going to win.
Epic C Films versus 8 = D.
Epic C Films.
I would hope so. And now we got a 2nd and 9. Ball on around the 44. Lots of noise going around. They're trying to communicate. And now we got a short pass to number 13. And he barely gets any yards. That's going to maybe be 2 yards. And this Lions defense has just been excellent. And now the next team. Fan Price versus Dirty Birds.
Fan Price.
Bella Check Yourself and Auto Draft.
Let's see. Auto Draft and Bella Check Yourself. I think Bella Check Yourself.
You think Bella Check Yourself's going to win that one?
Well, just thinking about it. So right now, I think CD TDs is going to win.
Hold on. We got a 3rd and 6. We got a man in motion, number 11. And now we've got Jordan Love. He's maybe got not so much time. Now he's pressured. Now here's the throw. And that is going to be incomplete. And there was no pass interference. And that's going to be 4th and 6. And I think they're going to be forced to punt this one. Great defensive drive by the Detroit Lions as they were able to force that punt. And then you were saying?
So what? Well, if I think because CDTDs is going to beat GGEZ unless GGEZ somehow has an amazing week. That's a close matchup. But I think it's going to be Auto Draft beating Belichick yourself. And then you're beating Seattle Water Bottles. And then Macaroni and Cheese is basically going to get dominated by RPO Tanks. We already know that one's over.
And we've got a punt going on. And are they going to return? Nope. It's going to be a fair catch. And that was a great punt. And that's going to be within the 10-yard line. So the Lions have a lot to make up for. But it's good because maybe that will be more opportunities for the great Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. And looking at the standings here, what we're going to see is that, okay, Chicago's already not going to win this division. They're already knocked out. If Green Bay loses today, they're knocked out of winning the
division.
They're going to be pretty much behind the 8 ball because Detroit's going to be at 12 wins. So they'd have to basically win out the rest of their season. Green Bay would, just to win their division. And they'd have to have Detroit lose 4 in a row. And that's going to be really hard.
It really is.
Yes, so that's where we're at. And then Minnesota Vikings are the other team that they have to worry about because they would have to have Minnesota Vikings basically like lose most of the rest of their games. Yeah.
But as of now, Auto Draft is winning 9.4-0, and it was thanks to that touchdown by David Montgomery. And fan price, they are in the lead with Jahmyr Gibbs. But I think I should accept that fan price is probably going to win this game. And wow.
It's close. Fan price might be in
Dirty Birds is not even going to check his team. He's only playing 6. He has how many players on bye? He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players on bye. So I don't think he's even going to make an attempt. So I think fan price is going to win that game. So my hope is it all lies on Bella check yourself and 8 = D. So the hope is on your hands and AutoDraft's hands in order for me to make the playoffs for the second season in a row with a 1-5 start or worse in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah. Well, basically, if you look at how the projections are going, basically it's going to come down to me.
So you're the winning ticket.
Yeah, you want me to win.
So you think Belichick yourself's going to lose this game?
Yeah, well, they're projected to right now to lose by like 19 points unless their team has a miraculous week and overcomes that. So I think that's going to be crazy. And then my team, the only thing you have to worry about is will my questionable players not play? If they don't play, then I'm gonna have to do some maneuvering around my team.
So basically, it all lands on my should-be arch nemesis and my WNBA arch nemesis.
Yeah, I'm like basically the person that kind of pushed you out of the playoffs could be me.
And that would be the funniest thing ever because I'd be the one talking about tanking, and that would have bit me.
Yeah, because if I tanked, then you'd be bit by the bug.
And now here is a handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's going to be met already. That's going to be about 2-yard gain right there. 1-yard gain. That's a 2nd and 9 that they're saying. But here's the thing. If I make the playoffs off of a 1-5 start, as if last year was a 1-6 start, made the playoffs off of that in a Final Four, will you give me credit for making the playoffs off a 1-5 start?
See, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how your regular season goes. It's how well you do
2nd and 8,
playoffs.
and we got Jahmyr Gibbs handoff again, and that's going to be not so much. It's going to be about another 2 yards. We're talking about a 3rd and 6. So you think it's all about the play? But okay, but do I get at least any credit for making a comeback effort, or you're going to be like, no mercy?
My whole thing is about playoffs. That's the reason why I don't like a team like the Bills, because they never get it done in the playoffs. That's why I'm always so harsh on the Bills. The Bills should not get as much credit as they do. Josh Allen is overrated.
3rd and 5. Ball on the 13. And now here is a pass going to be, and he's getting overwhelmed, and he is going to go down with the sack. And huge play for Green Bay as they have forced the punt. And take me to that 4 drives. What did you think of that drive?
Not good.
Not good at all. Random question. Have you seen the Cobra Kai Part 2 yet?
Not yet.
We should probably get together and watch it sometime.
I've been busy watching some other show called Kyle XY.
Well, if I find a time, would you do it?
Potentially if I have the time. It depends on my schedule because I'm going to be busy the next couple weeks.
That's true, yeah. And now we're looking at a punt. It's going to be a 4th and 8 right at the end zone. And that's going to be a punt, and that's going to go beyond barely over the 50. So the Packers have a pretty decent field position, and we'll see how the Packers capitalize on a pretty good field position that they've got. And there's going to be no commercials. Ben Johnson, the defensive coordinator for the Lions, he's been given a lot of credit considering how much he's had to work with a very limited defense because of all the injuries, including Aiden Hutchinson, who's not available.
But here's the thing, is like I said this before, it's like people want to find a scapegoat to make themselves feel like they're not the problem with a team. When a team goes south, they want to make it an issue. You just have to do the best you can with what you have available.
1st and 10, and here is a handoff to Josh Jacobs, and he gets some nice yards on that. That's going to be about 5 yards, and we're looking at a 2nd and 5 for Green Bay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Another player that's overrated, and I don't know why they paid him so much money, Dak Prescott.
I think he's overrated too.
He should not be the highest paid quarterback. He just lucked out that team was willing to just dump money on him. The same thing with Tony Romo. He ended up in a situation where the thing.
And now we got a pass from Jordan Love, and that is that caught? He does, and that's going to be close to a first down, so they just got to punch it through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, it's an incomplete pass. They changed their minds.
Mm. Well, let's see. Yeah. Incomplete
Yep, that
pass.
hit the ground. That'll do it.
That hit the ground. Yeah, the ground can't. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And now we're looking at 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
3rd and 5. They still have a chance to get some yardage. I think if they at least get the first down, they'll be in field goal range. But Packers have really got to push this ball. And it looks like we got a blitz happening, possibly. And here comes the blitz. And Jordan Love is already overwhelmed, has to throw it away. And that is incomplete. And he's lucky that's not intentional grounding, as one, he was out of the pocket barely, and he threw it to an intended receiver. 4th and 5. And what are you seeing out of this Lions defense? What do you see?
So the Lions defense is putting pressure on the quarterback. And one thing you notice about teams like the Lions and teams like Green Bay is, like I said earlier, their quarterbacks are not scramblers. They're not scramblers. They don't have the legs like other quarterbacks.
Actually, 4th and 5. Oh my gosh, they're going to go for it. They're trying to be more aggressive because they do not want to go up against the Lions offense. But they're still taking a risk. 4th and 5.
They're trying to draw them off sides.
That's what it sounds like.
Yep. Because think about this. Taking the penalty gives their punter more room.
More room to punt. Yeah. So they don't go for they don't get to avoid the touchback.
Yeah.
So it was a very deliberate effort because best case scenario, you get a free play. Worst case scenario, you get more punt yards to work with.
Yeah. So that's why it's a good thing to go for it. That just like try to draw them off sides. Yeah. Because if you draw them off sides, you could have maybe got in.
You could have got a first down.
Yeah. I don't know. Was it 4 and 5 or what was it?
It was a 4 and 5, so that would have been an automatic first down.
Yeah. That's what they say. The analytics say go for it there.
And now we're looking at 4th and 10. It's going to be a punt by Whelan. And now he's going to kick. And that is going towards the 10. And that was a well thought out plan by the Green Bay Packers. Now they are within the 10.
Yeah.
But brutal defense.
Mm-hmm.
And some are arguing that could have been like maybe a roughing the passer. Do you think that was roughing the passer, or do you think that was fair play?
I think people are too sensitive on the quarterback sometimes. They're trying to protect them. And my whole thing about this is that if a player is going for you, how much time should you allow them to maneuver? If they're really going at you and you have like a second to think about something, you can't always move right away and not hit the quarterback when the ball's already out. Like, how long should it be? That's why people are saying those are sometimes really questionable calls every time they say roughing the passer call.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of how I look at it. Like, interesting, like even they're talking about the Seahawks game last week with us going for it on 4th downs. Was that really risky? Well, we had our punter was injured. What was our alternative?
Yeah.
So it's like, so that's an interesting question nowadays. It's like, when do you take those risks? I think more teams need to go for it on 4th downs.
You think so?
Yes.
Within reason.
I would say that if you're over the 50-yard line, go for it on 4th down. So if you're basically going towards your end zone, go for it every single time. Why not? Why ever punt unless it's like, unless you're in field goal range, you really need the field goal.
I guess so.
Because between 50 and 35 yards, you should always go for it. If you're under 35 yards, maybe kick the field goal. Yeah.
Now we're on commercial break still, and maybe I should just show a quick one right now.
Okay.
Are you looking to optimize your office, studio, or man cave? The Glance LED ticker may be for you. It is a customizable LED display providing real-life sports scores, stock prices, crypto, the news, and even the weather. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get 10% off the purchase, and thank you.
Do you invest in the crypto?
No.
You think it's too much of a volatile game for you, is it?
I think that if you look at the history of crypto versus stocks, and I'm not a financial expert, stocks overall have outperformed on average better than crypto.
Crypto's only good if you're willing to hit the refresh button like too many times.
A lot of cryptos are so small scale.
We got 7-0 so far, and we got a pass, and that is to number 9 Williams. And does Jared Goff even know who Amon-Ra St. Brown is? That's his best receiver, and he refuses to use him.
No. I want to say Rao just become the backup quarterback.
Don't even. You're making fun of me.
No. I'm saying he did pretty good on that one pass we saw earlier this season. You didn't notice that?
Yeah.
That trick play was actually pretty good.
2nd and 4. And now here is Jared Goff running out of the pocket, and he's going to throw it away, and he was overwhelmed. And this Packers defense, they are trying as they might. They are fighting for their lives.
I want to see a trick play with them using Osmond St. Brown as their quarterback.
Yeah, I could use a pass. Especially a touchdown pass would be nice, too.
I know. That would be awesome to see that trick play again. I really want to see it.
You know what I want? I just want a fantasy football champion because I want to be the first guy to have like a 2-5 start and make the playoffs. That's exactly what I want. And now we've got a handoff, and that is to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he actually gets it through. And that's going to be, I think that is a first down.
It's close. It's close where they marked this.
Very much so.
Because the initial effort didn't seem like it there, but the second push might have got him there. I don't know if he got there. Oh, they gave it to him, so yeah. Oh, see that? They threw the flag.
The challenge flag is what they're going to do. Mac LaFleur.
Yeah. This is a lame play to like challenge it on, don't you think?
I was looking at the history, and in history, in 2015, we had Murphy's Law. He had a 3-7 start, and then went 2-1 to finish 5-8 as the 8th seed. When we used to have 8 seeds back then, to make the playoffs, and he defeated the number 1 seed, and he won the championship. And guess who he defeated?
What?
In the Yep. Now here's my question to you. Do you like the fact that there's 2 bye spots, or do you think there should be an all 8-seeded thing off of a 12-team league?
If we want to be consistent with, because let's see, so the pros are they have 6. They have, because they went to a 7 in the pros, but they have 16 teams and stuff.
Well, it's 32.
Yeah, but in conferences, I'm just thinking about conferences.
Yeah.
32. But yeah, so one of the interesting things is it fair in sports to give a team, because they did so well during the regular season, an advantage? That's the question that you have to think to yourself: is should teams have the advantage?
I think if I had a 14-team league or a 16-team league, I definitely would do 8. That would be more fair to all.
Yeah.
Because it's a bigger league. But for a 12, I think 6 is the most reasonable. But maybe some would argue that maybe because the NFL has 7 seeds, or like they have 7 seeds for the playoffs, maybe I should do the same thing. Like, what do you think of that idea where the top seed it's only the top seed that can get the bye week?
I think that's almost a better system, having the top seed get a bye and doing 7, because it gives more incentive to push to be number 1. Because now you're saying, hey, if you have 2 teams there, you're saying, okay, I have to be better than 10 other teams. Now it'd be better than 11 other teams to basically make it. You see what I'm saying? You have 10. You have 10 because you're saying, okay. Let's look at this because it's gonna be interesting. But let's see. Because what you're saying right now is you're saying that 2 out of 12 teams, you're saying that you have a 17% chance basically to get a bye. 17% chance. Because you're saying you have 2 spots basically out of that thing. So basically you're saying you're having a one. So technically no, you're actually the odds are even better than that because you're basically saying you're getting 2 spots.
And the ruling on the field stands, by the way.
Yeah, I thought it would stand. Yeah, because with the other one, you're having 1 divided, like 1 out of 12. 1 out of 12 is like, look at this. 1 out of 12 is like an 8% chance of getting the spot. Do you think you want to move it to 7 next year?
I'm thinking about it, but I'm going to ask the league first.
Okay.
As we are looking at a 1st and 10, we got a handoff to Jamar Gibbs, and he is bottled up right now, and that's going to be a 2nd down. Now, here's my idea. If the Lions offense wants to keep going, do you know who they should pass to?
What?
Take a guess.
I'm on St. Brown.
Come on, they got to do it.
Yeah. So let's see here. So we're talking about so they have 14 teams make the playoffs out of 32 teams. So you're talking right now, you have 43%, you have 43.7, so 44% of the league, basically, of the NFL making the playoffs.
Now we got a 2nd and 10. Got a handoff and a fake, and here's Jamar Gibbs, and he breaks the tackle and gets a few yards, but that's going to be a 3rd down, and Lions really do have to convert because you don't want to put the Packers in a 1-score possession game. You want to keep it going.
Mm-hmm. So you have 14 divided by 9.
Now we got 3rd and 5. Let's see where this goes. And now he got a handoff to Jamar Gibbs, and he gets stopped immediately, and that's going to be a 4th down. And that's going to... But I think did they pass the 50-yard line? The question is, are they in field goal range?
No, they're nowhere near field goal range.
No, they only got past like the 20?
Yeah.
That's going to be a punting job.
Yeah. Like I said, if you're at the 50-yard line, I would go for it if you're close. But if you're anywhere like the 20, back at your 20-yard line, way back there, I would punt it. That's just my theory.
And we got a 4th and 8. That was kind of a bad snap.
It was. Look at the
and
flag.
We got a flag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if you wanted to be equivalent with the NFL, because you're saying 14 teams out of 32 make it, you'd have to do 5.25. And so you can't do 5.25. And if you round down, that'd be 5 teams. If you round up, that'd be 6. And 6 is about half the league.
Talk about fantasy football for the seedings.
Yeah. Unless you want to make it really hard and only have 5 teams make it.
No.
Because then there's the playoffs, even if it's fun.
No.
You know? So what was that, a hold? Yeah. It's like what they did with college football. They went to a 12-team playoff for college football.
Yeah, they did that.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting about that? Now people are arguing over it should a 9-3 team be in or be out, and that's Alabama with the 3 losses. But we're arguing if a team with like 1 loss should be in or out.
You know what I think?
Yeah.
UW should have stayed in the Pac-12.
Why do you say that?
Because they went to a tougher division, a conference.
But here's the thing about it. Look at Michigan and look at what happened with UW. They both got new coaches, new coaching staff.
So, and now we got 1st and 10, and Jordan Love is trying to get something going. Nothing has been really been going. The only big offensive play has been that pass interference. Got a handoff to the running back. He's get some yards, and that push is about 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was a good run.
That was a good one.
Do you have a favorite running back in the league?
No.
You don't?
No. My favorite running back is always going to be that guy, Beast Mode. And I do have a Marshawn Lynch action figure.
Do you think any current running back compares to them? Do you think
No.
Derrick Henry compares to Marshawn Lynch?
Actually, I like Derrick Henry because he's like a bowling ball. Got a 2nd and 3. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And it's actually been a closely contested game so far.
Yeah. That's cool. Little digital graphic. The lion.
Yeah, they do things. And now a quick commercial break.
SoFi is an online bank and a personal financing company offering financial diverse products. They hold the naming rights to the home of the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers, named SoFi Stadium. They offer amazing checking and savings accounts where you can get up to 4.6% on savings accounts. There are no monthly fees to maintain the accounts, and they have over 55,000 no-fee ATMs around the United States. You even have access to a budgeting program, stock trading, and insurance programs. Join SoFi and get $25 for joining and or $25 for opening a stock trading account. Links are available in the description. And thank you. And lastly, I am not a financial advisor, so either find a professional financial advisor or go with your own gut.
So, would you like to take that offer? You get $25 for opening an account. It's free, and savings account could be up to 4%.
I'm good.
What are your hesitations? Like, how is your bank account doing right now? And who do you bank for?
I can't tell you that. No, my bank does fine. I have a bank you would never know.
Wells Fargo.
Nope.
Chase.
I'm not telling you.
Just like when you told me you didn't even tell me who you voted for president, and you still refused to tell me.
Yep. I'm a mystery. I like the mystery behind me.
Yeah, just like Epic C from Fantasy Basketball when nobody knew who your name was.
Yep. Still, most half the league doesn't know who I am.
You're the mystery man.
Yeah.
You like the mysterious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So going into the first quarter, what can we say about the first quarter? Who do you think is going to win now? Who do you not think is going to win? And what do you think the pros and cons of each team were?
Lions are over-reliant on the run, and it looks like Packers have figured it out by now. They're not passing when I think they should. Not at least doing the short passes, because that's what was working on the offense. They did some short passes. So pass it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And as for the Green Bay Packers, they have to figure out a way. Maybe those short passes what's going to do, because usually when you're playing against a good defensive team, you want to scheme your way out of it with short passes. So other than that, it's been a defensive free-for-all.
It has been a big defensive game, but I think like what you said is they need some of these teams I feel like need to open up their playbooks a little more for their passing.
2nd and 3. And now here is Jordan Love. He's looking to pass. He's already overwhelmed. That's going to be caught by number 9, and he's going to get some big yards, and and the ball comes out. The ball comes out. And does that belong to the Lions? I think it will, unless he was already down. Was he down? That's the big question. But Watson with a very critical drop.
Let's see, where's the knee? Where's the knee? What do they say? Defense wins championships?
That's what they're saying.
Oh yeah, the ball.
Yeah, that ball's gone. That ball is gone.
Yep, you're. You know what?
That's the thing. There are times where sometimes you just, this is exactly why Tyler Lockett, like, as soon as he feels he can't go any further, have you noticed that he just slides?
Some people do, yeah.
Yeah, and I think this explains exactly why.
But you know what's interesting? Teams can overcome penalties if another team has more penalties than you.
We got 1st and 10. Here's Jared Goff going for a big pass, and that is going to be caught. And it's not caught by my guy, but it's caught by AutoDraft's guy, so that does help me a little bit, so I will take it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The other thing to consider in my fantasy football league, last time I played Seattle Water Bottles, he had 7 players playing and he annihilated me. So there is a chance.
Yeah.
We got a
Anything
first
is
and
possible.
10. First and 10. They are past the 50. Well past the 50. Got a man in motion. And now here is a handoff to Montgomery, and that is going to be about 5 yards. That's also to Auto Drafts guy. So that will help. It looks like we got a flag. And I wonder what the flag is going to be about.
Do you think in sports a lot of times there's always a player that kind of dominates the league and becomes like the focal point? Like remember we had the Tom Brady era. Do you think we're in the Patrick Mahomes era now of football?
We already are. It's like the Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and a Lamar Jackson era.
Yeah, but the main guy is Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, defense. That's going to be another few yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We got a first down and 10. Ball on the... It's going to be at field goal range. Got a little bit of emotion, and we got... Goff is overwhelmed. Now here's a big pass, and that's going to be way incomplete. Ball was intended for right, and that's going to be 2nd and 10.
Do you think that was a good trade when Goff got traded for basically Matthew Stafford?
Considering that he was a bit overwhelmed. And now we are looking at 2nd and 10. Ball on the 25. And now here is going to be a handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he gets met immediately. And now we're looking at a 3rd and long.
I feel like if the Lions win win the Super Bowl in the next couple of years, it'll be one of the most fair trades, Goff for Matthew Stafford.
It will be the most even. It may be the most even trade because I guess, Lions wanted to cut salary and they thought they saw some upside out of Jared Goff still, and Rams were just on win now mode.
Yeah, and then the Lions were like, "We'll take a younger guy. That guy's getting old."
Yeah, we got a 3rd and 10. Ball in the 25 still. And now here's Jared Goff's got some time. Now here's the pass and ball intended. And that's going to be incomplete. 4th and 10.
Do you go for it or do you kick the field goal?
Take the 3-point goal. Take the field goal because I want you to beat 8 equals D.
Well, I think in this situation, where you're at about the 25-yard line, kicking the field goal is a better decision. I think if you're at like the 40-yard line, it might be a better decision just to go for it.
No, but considering the situation,
I would go for the points because you're at the 25-yard line.
Just get the points. Some 43-yard field goal, and now here's the kick by Bates, and that's going to go right through the uprights, and that is going to be good, and we've got a 10-0 lead, and that will help my fantasy football team very much.
Mm-hmm. Well, the interesting thing, like I told you before, is when you're at the 35-yard line, I think when they were at the 25-yard line, that was a situation where you would kick it versus if you're above the 35-yard line. If you're between 35 and 50, I would say just go for it. What do you have to lose?
You got nothing to lose at that point.
Could you give the ball to them at the 40-yard line, and they still have to go like 30 yards to get it in field goal range? So if your defense is good enough, they'll keep holding you on. So, because the difference between being at the 40-yard line and being at like the 30-yard line isn't much difference. Let's see here. So Jared Goff, Jared Goff is 6'4". He's 30 years old. He's from California.
Did you say 30 years old or 34?
30 years old.
Wow, still kind of young.
Yeah. Well, if you see players playing to like they're at least, let's say, 38, he has at least another 8 years in him. At the
Longevity.
at the quickest, he would retire in 5 years, and that'd be 35.
Still a very long career.
Yeah. So that team could still have him for up to 10 years, 10 more years. Yeah. Do you know what college he went to?
Where do you go to college?
Where do you think? He was born in California.
UCLA?
He went to Cal.
Oh, Cal with the Bruins?
Yeah. And he was the #1 overall draft pick.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
Who the Rams traded up for.
Mm-hmm. So interesting.
Very much so.
He's a 3-time Pro Bowl person, so he's 3-time Pro Bowl. Did he actually play when the Rams were in St. Louis?
No. I think they were in LA by then.
He came in 2016. Were the Rams in 2016 in LA yet?
Yes, they were. St. Louis was out after 2015. And now we got Bates going for the kickoff. And that's going to go all the way to the end zone.
Yeah. So he came right after the Rams move, that move. So
yep. I mean, if it was fitting for Jared Goff, he got to stay home.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't have to go too far. Oh, wow. He grew up as a 49ers fan.
But then he went to LA, so poor guy. We got 1st and 10. Ball on the 30. And now we've got a handoff. And that's going to be about a few yards. So pretty positive momentum for Green Bay right there.
Yeah. Where do you think would be what city would you not want to be playing in, like drafted to? You got drafted to a place like do you think Green Bay would be a bad spot to be drafted to?
I mean, it's cold, but okay, let's play that game maybe at the half. Maybe we can maybe play that game at some point and say, you just give me a city. And now here is a handoff, and that is going to be, he gets it. It's going to be a first down, and that's going to be a first down. That was Josh Jacobs who actually ran the ball.
Yeah. I think a couple seasons ago I had him on my fantasy team, Josh Jacobs. Not this year. Yeah.
But yeah, let's play that game in the halftime show. Is you give me, it goes through the standings of all. Give me a list of teams. And I get to say yes or no, and I have to give my reasons for it.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one.
I think that'll be a fun game to play. So that's what we're gonna do in the halftime show. Is we're gonna talk about, if I was drafted to a certain city, would I do it? Maybe something more of a draft show thing, but it's what it is. Ideas already popped, and now we got a handoff, and he gets decent yardage considering this good Lions defense.
Yeah.
And actually, interestingly, this is my fourth Lions game I have covered this season. Or no, covered not the season, just in my career on YouTube. First time was that Chiefs-Lions game, which we did together. Second time was that Seahawks-Lions overtime thriller. Yeah. Third time was Monday Night Football, Seahawks and Lions, and now fourth time the Packers and the Lions.
Who do you think the Lions' biggest rival is? You think it is Green Bay?
It's Green Bay.
You think so? You think it's more than Minnesota and Chicago?
Possibly, yeah. And we got a 2nd and 3, and Lions defense. Oh, could that be a first down? As he was fighting his way through it.
Because I don't think he fell all the way down before he got over.
I think that is a first down.
I think so. Yep, they're giving it to him.
It is a first down. They gave it to him.
Here you see the arrow pointed. Look, he's 3rd in the NFL, Josh Jacobs, for rushing yards. Wow. That's cool.
Now we got 1st and 10. Ball on the 37 in Lions territory. Oh, it looks like we got an encroachment for false start. What was that?
I don't know, because I saw a guy come in and just like push him with like one hand or something.
Now we're going to see what the referees say.
Yeah.
Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty.
You know what would be the craziest thing?
What?
If Green Bay loses out the rest of the season and doesn't make the playoffs?
I don't know.
That would be a weird scenario.
If they miss the playoffs?
Yeah, if they like lost the rest of the season and missed the playoffs.
I mean, look what happened. Look what happened in our league. We had a 5-1 starter, and then he lost 7 in a row.
I know, so it's possible.
1-5, and 1st and 5, and then we've got nothing doing there. I think it's gonna. I don't even think that's even a gain. But what do you think of that? 5-1, and you lose 7 in a row to miss the playoffs.
Yep, it happens.
Which one was more disappointing? Seattle water bottles run or macaroni and cheese? Macaroni and cheese had the 5-1 start, and then Seattle water bottles had a 5-4 start, and all of them lost consecutive games to miss the playoffs.
I think macaroni and cheese is more as a sadder storyline.
I got 2nd and 3, and now here is a handoff, and that is going to be a 1st down for Green Bay as they are running the ball, and they're just pounding it right through.
I said keep to the running game. That's what I told you.
I said say to the passing short game.
But no, yeah. I think Seattle Water Bottle story isn't as sad as macaroni and cheese because Seattle Water Bottle doesn't try. He doesn't want to play.
But he just wants to vibe and draft.
Yeah, because literally macaroni and cheese actually tries.
Well, actually, he stopped setting his lineups too.
But when was that? They were
when he went to Korea.
Oh, so if he would have just set his lineups, maybe he would have not had that bad 7.
And maybe I would not even be in the picture.
Yeah. So they did it to themselves. That happens to me.
We got a 1st and 10. And we got 2 running backs right next to him, including Jacobs. Got a man in motion. Not Jacobs. And that's going to be handoff to number 8. And that's going to... Oh, we got a flag. And I wonder if that is a holding call.
Is this becoming flag football?
I mean, that's what we've been playing in the last decade or so.
Yeah. Well, football is coming to this point where there's so much of that. Oh, there's a hold. Offense.
Holding on the offense.
Well, what's interesting about a lot of these calls is like some of these calls can be so subjective, and it's like I know they're trying to protect players more, but like when should you let players play, and when should you call a call? Like right there, he is holding the guy's jersey. I don't know if you heard about the big quarterback play the other day. The quarterback got injured. Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
Yeah, they said it might have been a legal hit.
It was a pretty cheap shot, and we got a 1st and 20, so I think you're going to have to pass on this one. I don't think you can just eat up yards on this. And now here's Jordan Love looking to pass, as I was correct. Now here's a pass, and that's going to be caught by 85, the tight end. Probably about 5 yards, not really much on that. They got to do better than that.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is they allow players to wear those like caps on their helmets, the padded caps, but very few players actually are using them this year.
Do you think those padded caps are useless? Like, wait, is it the practice ones from training camp?
Yeah, they're these padded caps that go on top of your helmet, and those are supposed to actually give you protect your head more because it's like a cushion.
Do you think they should start doing that in the real game? Now we got 2nd and 12. And we got Jared Goff, Jordan Love. And now he's going to scramble, and he is going to go run for it. And he may get the 1st down, and he will. And he goes out of bounds, but that was a great run by Jordan Love. And now you just made up that entire penalty.
Yeah. What I would say about the padded cap things, I don't know how much they would actually help players. And would they have caused less concussions this year because of people wearing the padded helmets? Would Tua not got the concussion because he wore the padded helmet? I don't know how much that would have helped him. But if there is some research done that says those things actually do help, then maybe we might be going to a league that might need to use those down the road.
You got a 1st and 10. 7 minutes left in the half. Got a man in motion, number 11. And it's going to be handoff to the running back, and he gets met immediately, and that's going to be no gain right there. We got another flag.
I thought the one guy was lined up too far forward, the Detroit Lions guy, but I don't know if that's.
We're going to see what it was. It's the defense. We're talking about an automatic 1st down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy call, I guess, by the referee.
Yeah, look at this. Don't you see the other guy holding the guy's jersey too?
Yeah, a little bit of a double standard thing. I would, then maybe you would say the penalty should offset.
They should be offsetting penalties because they're both for holding each other.
Hugging each other, pretty much.
Yeah. So
We got a 1st and goal on the 8-yard line. And now we got a handoff to the running back, and he's going to get there, and that's going to be close to the goal.
yeah. Uh-oh. 2 guys getting into it. Oh, some guys getting into it.
Looks like we got some altercations going on, but Packers are keeping it in check.
That thing was just crazy. I don't know if you saw the Ohio State Michigan game the other day. That was a crazy one.
Yeah, lots of unclassless things were going on there.
Yeah.
Now we got 2nd and goal. And now we got the handoff to number 8. Oh, no, it's a fake. Oh, and it went over the head. And that trick play was brilliant, but it was a little bit of a miscommunication between Jordan Love and his tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Got 3rd and goal, 5:49 left in this half. Packers have got to get this, or they're going to be forced to do a field goal. It'll be very much a one-possession game. And now we've got Jordan Love, got the pass, and that is going to be incomplete, and that's going to be a penalty right over there. And I wonder if this is a pick.
I don't know. They're letting plays play out now, if you notice that, in the NFL, when they are like picks like that.
Let's see what it's all about.
Well, they threw it in the end zone, so Are you a fan of the Detroit's coach?
I mean, he's got something.
He was armbarring him, basically, keeping him from like moving. See this? Look at this.
Pass interference on the defense.
Mm-hmm. Most in the NFL penalized for pass interference 17 times, most in the NFL. And the Lions are still one of the best teams in the league with all those penalties.
It's amazing. You got a 1st and goal, and they're pretty much half the distance to the goal at this point.
Yeah, and it's first. Yeah.
All this is going to be a punch in if they can do that. I'm going to hand off for Green Bay, and that is going to be a touchdown. And Green Bay gets on the board, and that is number 8 with a touchdown. Josh Jacobs, shall I say? Excuse me.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 10-6, pending the PAT to make it 10-7.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your thoughts on that drive?
Better use of the running back.
They really did.
Mm-hmm. Detroit did not have good run defense there. They needed to work on their run defense. Also, some bad penalties. Also, some penalties got Detroit.
Yeah, the pass interference really did not help. And that goes right through, and that's going to be 10-7 as Green Bay gets on the board.
Yeah.
Oh, they're playing Green Bay's touchdown music. Well, I'm going to play another commercial. I wonder which commercial I have in store. Guess I'll just play this one.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you.
Would you like to use my SeatGeek promo code for your next game that we go together?
What game?
I don't know. Kraken game eventually.
Yeah, hopefully we can go to a Kraken game. That'd be fun.
We'll look into it probably next month. I think next month is probably going to be more likely.
Yeah, that'll be better setup for us.
All right, keys for the Lions. What should they do on the upcoming drive? Because their drives have been stalled quite a bit.
A big pass. Use either Amon-Ra Brown or Williams and get a good big pass to one of those players down the field. So try to see if they can like actually extend their plays that way by actually not just like relying on like short kind of passing attempts. I think teams need to be a little more risky on that. I think that's a good way to do it. And then also get Montgomery a little bit more engaged in the game. So maybe get him, utilize him and then try to like change it off with a big pass over here to another player. Yeah, so I think that's their two things is passing and using Montgomery.
That is fair.
Yes. And I have 5 points from the kicker already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that helps.
Look at this. I actually have more points than you right now. I have 5. You only have 3.
Yeah, because they're not even giving it to Amon-Ra St. Brown enough.
I know. You've dropped it all the way to your projections now are only 114 points now. You're still going to win, but it's dropped.
I don't know, but what if he has Derrick Henry and he just explodes for like 50 something points and I'm already in trouble by just one player?
Let's see. Who do they have in here? Derrick Henry's on a bye.
Oh, then I do have a solid shot.
Yeah. What if their kicker had like 20 points that week? The Philadelphia's kicker.
Who knows?
Like 30 points. What if Brock Purdy has like his best week of the whole regular season?
Who knows?
Well, they are playing Chicago. That could happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah. It's really. He's starting Brock Purdy when he had to start Josh Allen.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Dude, what's up with that?
It's just embarrassing to watch Seattle water bottles. It's more painful for him. It's more painful to watch him be bad every single season than me of where I am. That's more painful.
Okay.
And now we've got a 10-7, 1st and 10, ball on the 30. And now we've got a handoff, and Montgomery's got some openings, and he breaks the tackle and nearly gets the first down. Got about 8 yards on that one. Huge run by Jordan Montgomery, and that does help my fantasy team a little bit because that means auto draft. Oh, and GG Easy actually has Josh Jacobs. Uh-oh. That's not going to help me. But you said I don't have to worry about GG Easy as much.
No, because you have the tiebreaker over them, remember?
Yep. And now we got a 2nd and 2. And it's got a fake handoff. Here's a big pass, and that is going to be caught. And I think, nope, it's not Amon-Ra St. Brown. They just won't give it to him. They refuse to give it to him. Just really embarrassing. And I know that you're deep down laughing at it.
No, I'm not laughing right now. I'm fine.
I'm not. And now we've got Goff. He's got time. Throws to Montgomery. That's going to be another point for him. And that's going to be about 5 yards.
Yeah, if he just set his lineup, he would have like 100 points.
100 points.
And so if your team would just fall up, like lose a few points, he would basically right be in it. And his team overperform, you would lose.
I don't need that.
Well,
And now we got 2nd and 5. Here is Jared Goff, a big throw, and that's going to be incomplete. That is intended for Williams. They're just not giving it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Do you think it's just because he's overcovered, probably double teamed, or you think they just know that he's on my fantasy team?
usually what happens is when there's one player that's really good, they'll focus on that. Like with the Seahawks, they focus on Gigi Metcalf. They know that's our star. So they kind of group that player over, and then they let another player have to win the game for you. So it might be that Williams guy.
3rd and 5.
Mm-hmm.
And they are in field goal range. And now we've got a fake handoff, and now Jared Goff's got some room. That's going to be pass over to Montgomery, and that's going to be a first down.
Mm-hmm.
And Auto Draft has been getting a lot of activity between David Montgomery and Sam Laporta. So I think Bella, check yourself. I don't think I have to worry about that one much. It's just going to be your matchup is the one I have to worry about the most. And now we got a 1st and 10. And now we've got a fake handoff. Here's Jared Goff. He's got a throw, and that's going to be caught. And that is Laporta with the catch. And that's going to help me with auto draft. And we got some altercations going on. Hands are being exchanged with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Amon St. Brown. He was into it.
Oh, you don't want your guy ejected from the game.
If he gets ejected from the game, I'm going to lose it.
Yeah.
Got a 1st and 10. And now we've got handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs. He's trying to go for the other way. And he's going to get about 2 to 3 yards on that. Lions lead by 3 as we are going into the 2-minute warning. And I got to play another ad.
SoFi is an online bank and a personal financing company offering financial diverse products. They hold the naming rights to the home of the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers, named SoFi Stadium. They offer amazing checking and savings accounts where you can get up to 4.6% on savings accounts. There are no monthly fees to maintain the accounts, and they have over 55,000 no-fee ATMs around the United States. You even have access to a budgeting program, stock trading, and insurance programs. Join SoFi and get $25 for joining and or $25 for opening a stock trading account. Links are available in the description. And thank you. And lastly, I am not a financial advisor, so either find a professional financial advisor or go with your own gut.
So would you like to get $25 free dollars?
No, I'm good.
Hey. Never going to get anything out of you, huh?
I'm a very big help. I'm here on your streams all the time. I help you out a lot.
In my fantasy post games.
Yes, I do.
Well, you'll be there for the playoffs, I know.
Yeah. Are we going to do fantasy post games for like anything for basketball when basketball gets down to the end of the season?
No, I don't. Maybe it's like playoff time. Then yes.
Okay.
Like regular season, I just don't feel like there's I just don't think it's necessary.
So let's see. Let's see some of the other players here. Let's see. Any other big players here? Let's see. So Jordan Love. Jordan Love is also from California. Interesting. From Bakersfield.
So he would have been a 49ers fan.
Potentially. Yeah. Current teams. Yeah. Green Bay Packers. Let's see. Where did he go to college? Let's see where he went to college. They went to college at Utah State. Interesting.
And we are back from the break. They're talking about one of the coaches.
Lions offensive coordinator. Yeah, do you hear the story? I think he like was gonna look into like becoming a head coach. Then all of a sudden he like pulls out, and people said they didn't like his personality or something like that for being a head coach. You didn't hear the story about?
Never heard about that. And we're
Yeah,
looking at second and 7. Ball on the 15. Now here's Jared Goff has got a short pass to Laporta, and that is going to be all the way barreling through for the first down.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just give it to Amon Ra Saint Brown, please? Are they going to? No. It's helping auto draft though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already heavily favorited to win. But the thing is, you just can't be too sure. As we are looking at a 1st and goal. And now here is the handoff to Montgomery, and he is going to not get the touchdown, but he really did muscle his way to get anything close.
Yeah, because they said he was looking into it, and then he basically pulled out of the race to become a head coach last offseason. The Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions.
Tony Gonzalez, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Richard Sherman.
And the person from Seattle.
Richard Sherman.
No, the other person, the lady.
Who is that lady?
That lady's actually from Seattle. She used to do the like Kirkland like car commercials.
Oh, we're looking at a 2nd and goal. And will they just punch it in? And Jared Goff is going to try to punch it in.
And gets it.
And does he get in?
Yeah, he's on the line. He's right on the line. You see that?
No
touchdown.
Signal. And that is a touchdown. And Lions will extend the lead to 16-7. Pending the PAT will make it 17-7. And that was a nice little quarterback sneak by Jared Goff. Any thoughts on that drive? Good drive. They nice short passes, but there's one little mistake they made. You know what was that one mistake they made?
They didn't pass on St. Brown.
It hurts. I really need that performance out of him. Oh, they're reviewing it, and his knee was down. I don't think he broke the plane. But they're just going to either do the sneak again, or they're going to give it to... Yeah, he's not even close.
Yeah. Carissa Thompson. Yeah, that's the lady who's on the panel. You didn't know about her commercial she did? The car commercials?
Nope.
Yeah, she was born in Seattle.
Interesting. Got a lot of Seattle people around.
Mm-hmm. I think it was like Toyota or Kia commercial she did for like some car company.
You know, commercial I missed the Kia Man commercial. Kia Man, where the Kias are. They basically repurposed Space Ghost and made him into Kia Man.
It was Lee Johnson. She was Lee Johnson Auto Family commercial. She did.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Yeah.
The LJ way.
Yep. That's what she's like famous for before she got the job. Before she started doing like sports announcing.
I would never want to get into a car business. That sounds like a horrible job to get into.
She was like a host. She did the commercials for them, and then ends up now being on like
the
Amazon.
NFL.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
We're looking at 3rd and goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know how big Amazon is, especially when they're doing NFL games. Remember, they were just an online bookstore.
Yeah.
We're looking at 3rd and goal. And what are they going to do? Are they going to give it to Montgomery? Here's the handoff to Montgomery, and he gets stopped, and that's going to be a 4th down. And we're looking at a field goal now.
Oh, wow. That's good for me.
And good for me.
Why?
Get against the 8 equals D, because I need you to beat 8 equals D.
Now
we're looking at 4th and goal. The clock is going to go down. They're going to have it go they're going to have it go all the way down. They're just going to burn the play clock to call a timeout. And then they'll kick the field goal.
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting about this is my bold prediction might actually be right. You thought it was a bold prediction, but my thing might be right. That
your kicker will outscore Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I know. And that's kind of sad to say that the kicker outscores the wide receiver. Like
because they won't give it to him. They don't like me.
Like a kicker on a good week scores like what, 15 points. If they have a really good week, they score 15. If they have a decent week, they score like 10 or 12. So
I guess.
So your wide receiver should be able to score more than 15 to outdo my kicker.
It hurts.
Yeah, you should be able to.
I don't know.
That'd be funny if everybody else does all the work, but you don't do the work on your part to make the playoffs. That would be sad. Seattle Waterballs get you again.
Oh, looks like they're going to go for it. 4th and goal. What are they going to do on this? Very bold move. I would just take the 3 points. And now here is Goff going for the pass, and that's going to be caught for the touchdown.
Who's
and
that?
It goes to Jahmyr Gibbs. That doesn't go to Amon-Ra St. Brown. So the Lions have extended their lead to make it 16-7, pending the PAT make it 17-7. And that was actually Fan Price's player. And that's not going to help me either.
Wow.
Helps none of us.
I think it does because Fan Price is the team you want to win.
No, I want him to lose because he's playing the Dirty Birds.
No,
Dirty Birds, because Fan Price has identical records as I do. But you do get the extra point.
Yeah. So, yippee for me.
That hurts. It really hurts.
Well, yeah. Well, technically, right now, who's doing
I'm
the
on
best?
St. Brown's not even on the field.
Technically, Auto Draft has the most points right now, but they have 2 players playing, so you can't say they're doing the best. Technically, the actual best person right now would technically be the person who has Jay Gibbs. Jay Gibbs is actually doing the best. Let's see if there's anybody sitting on the bench that's doing good.
One of the people is against the 7-team idea. They said just leave it at 6.
Okay, one person is already. Does anyone say they're for it?
No, I'm just going to leave it.
Okay.
I don't want to alienate the league any further.
Well, it's just like, I get it. It's like they want to have some initiative to want to get in the playoffs and kind of push, but then if you lower it, I get what some people are thinking. They're thinking, oh, it's too easy. It's too easy to get into the playoffs. I don't mind the 7. I like the idea of the 7. I think It's almost better than the 8, unless you want to go to 8 and have nobody have buys.
And we're got 11 seconds left. I wonder if they're just going to take a knee on this one, or they're going to try some lateral stupid passes. I don't know.
The weirdest one, if we kept it at 6 and went to like a team gets a 2-round bye, that'd be stupid. That'd be the ridiculous one.
I think the WNBA does something. They tried something like that.
They did,
and it was like a horrible idea.
It was. That's why like the Storm won a championship one year, literally
because of too many bye weeks.
Yeah, it was like too many. It was so many buys. It's like okay, is that worth it? Then they went back to their old system. Let's see. Oh, look, Joe, your backup quarterback already has 9.2 points.
So I should have started him instead of Russell Wilson.
We don't know yet. We don't know for sure. They did. Their projections are only 0.5 off, so I can understand why you started Russell over starting Jared Goff. But that'd be funny if Jared Goff way outscores Russell. That'd be crazy.
It'd be sad.
Almond St. Brown was supposed to get 17.3 points, and in the first half, he only had 3 total.
It was only on the first drive.
Yeah, you were so happy for that, all those passes, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
Don't even remind me.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah. So, are you ready for our game? They're going to play at halftime.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me get this video. Hold on.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready now. Let's play the game. Just give me a city and I'll say yes or no or whatever.
Okay. So, Green Bay.
Actually, I think I would do Green Bay. I like to explore like the countryside of because I think Green Bay gives more of that country vibe, and I kind of like countryside area because I like more small town feel. So I think Green Bay, I'd be open to it, but I would just not do well with the winter weather because it'd just be extremely cold, so I'd get sick all the time. But in terms of the culture, like I would be open to playing in Green Bay.
Buffalo.
Buffalo, no. I would not do Buffalo because it's extremely cold and I don't really have a liking for New York. And it's not even the New York. It's Buffalo, New York, the New York that no one really gives attention to.
Yeah. Okay. So what about New York as in playing for the Jets?
No, I'm not playing for the Jets. I don't want to play for a completely broken organization. I would not do it. And I don't like New York. I don't want to live in New York because, yeah, it's like, and here's the thing. You're not even in New York. You're in Newark or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's true.
And you still have to take a subway to get there? Nah, I'm good.
Okay, Cleveland.
Yes, I would totally play for Cleveland. I would totally play for that underdog type city. Only problem is the organization's really bad, but I would not mind doing Cleveland. I like underdog cities. Now, maybe, I don't know about the safety and all that and the economy there, but yeah, I do Cleveland.
Now, would you do their counterpart, Cincinnati?
No, I don't care about Cincinnati. I don't want to play for even like a very cursed team and bad ownership. I don't really have any kind of affiliation with Cincinnati. I don't have any personal connections with it, so I'm going to have to pass on Cincinnati.
Okay. Pittsburgh.
Just to meet the other YouTuber in Urinating Tree, yes. Okay. Who's also a Pittsburgh guy.
Okay. Charlotte, as in Carolina Panthers.
No. One, it's a completely disastrous organization. I don't have any care for North Carolina, unfortunately. I mean, I could meet the Mr. Beast, but I think I'll pass on Carolina.
Washington, as in the Washington Commanders.
Absolutely not. Even with the Redskins, I would not, because I don't care about Washington D.C. It's very expensive. The identities and their beliefs, I'm like, nah, not for me. It's even like more so than Seattle, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, the Commanders technically they don't even play in the city of. They play in Landover, Maryland,
That's weird.
or something they don't. They don't actually play in they're like stadiums like outside the city limits of like I think or of like Washington DC. But what about Baltimore?
No. Keep me out of Baltimore as much as possible. I heard it's unfortunately a lot of not safe of a city. Do not take me to Baltimore. I don't care how good the team is. I just won't do Baltimore.
Okay, let's go. Let's go Tampa Bay.
Near the beach, but I don't really care about Tampa Bay in general. I don't know. I'm gonna pass.
But you'll be one of your favorite players,
Tom Brady.
Baker Mayfield.
No, Tampa still doesn't do it for me.
Okay, because I know you would love to. I thought you would love to play with Baker Mayfield.
Next.
Okay. What about Miami Dolphins?
I'll do Miami. I like the beach nearby.
Yeah.
Now, I don't care about the Dolphins, but hey, I'll play for Miami to be near a beach and nice short airplane to South America.
Well, would you go up north and go play for Jacksonville?
No.
Play for the Jaguars?
No. I don't care about Jacksonville one bit.
What about New Orleans?
No. Not playing in a hurricane pit. Sorry. Hey, Christian, how's it going? I mean, and also don't forget, New Orleans is like literally underwater.
It is kind of underwater. Like it's a swamp there. We know that. Yeah.
There's a lot of things I don't like. No, I'll pass on the entire state of Louisiana. But next state or whatever team.
What about Atlanta?
I don't really care about Atlanta, but I wouldn't mind going to an Atlanta Braves game. But I'm still gonna edge towards no.
Yeah. Would you want to be in Nashville and play for the Tennessee Titans?
No. I mean, I heard their food is good and all that, but still a huge pass.
Would you want to go to Arlington and play for the Dallas Cowboys?
Yes, I would totally play for the Cowboys. I have a huge obsession of Dallas. I would totally do Dallas. Yes, absolutely, because I love Texas. I love Dallas. I would do Dallas.
Even though the team is actually in Arlington and you're playing like 30 minutes away.
And I go to a Texas Rangers game, Mavericks game. They have this really cool arcade place called Andretti where they have the go-karts and laser tag. So sign me up for Dallas Cowboys, 100%. Let's do it, Texas, y'all.
Okay. What about Houston?
No, do not take me to Houston. It's very humid. And when I was coming back from Brazil, I went to the Houston stopover, and I was going through that tunnel, and I could still feel the humidity. It was like really sticky. So nope, I'm gonna have to pass on Houston.
Okay. Let's see. So let's see some other ones. Let's see. Would you want to go to Foxborough and play for the New England Patriots?
No, because I don't care about Massachusetts. It's cost of living is very high. Bill Belichick's not even there anymore. And even if Belichick was there, I still wouldn't play for him.
You wouldn't? Okay.
No, I just don't care.
Philadelphia.
No,
You don't like the Eagles?
I don't care about the Eagles. And
Ah,
I don't care about Philadelphia either. Philadelphia has a lot of problems.
you think so?
Yes.
Philadelphia has, I think, one of their fan base is really like it's kind of one of the ruder fan bases. I heard they're very intense. I heard
Very in your face.
Yeah. So if you come there as an outsider, it's not gonna be good for outsiders coming there to watch a game. So if you're a Philadelphia fan, you'll be great there. But yeah, that's where that's at. What about Kansas City?
No.
But you don't like Patrick Mahomes?
Nope. I don't care about Kansas. I don't care about Missouri or whatever.
Well, isn't the team in Kansas not in Missouri? It's in one of
It's
those.
it's like a split. Like Kansas City is like on the border.
It is. Okay, let's say the teams were back in the olden days. Would you want to go to like a St. Louis?
No. You gotta name all the teams. We're not done yet.
Oh, we're not going to go to the new one.
Focus.
Okay, so what do we have? We have Denver.
No. I don't care about Denver. I don't care about the Mile High. Nothing in Colorado appeals to me. Maybe like all their ski places, but nah. I'll pass.
I couldn't do Denver because of their coach. I'm not a Sean Payton fan. What he did
Yeah.
to Russell, I just couldn't ever work for him.
Next.
Yeah. Arizona.
I'll do
Glendale.
Arizona. Yes, I would totally do Arizona because I like the flat desert and I want to check it out someday. But Arizona, I would be open to.
Okay. We have, the Chargers.
No, I don't really care about Los Angeles. I would not do the Chargers. But playing for Jim Harbaugh would be cool. But I don't like Los Angeles. Cost of living's too high. Yeah, you have Disneyland and all, but I just don't think it's worth all the overhead. I'm good. And all the jock tax, I'm good. Don't even no, sorry. Next.
But what about the Rams? You want to pay for Sean McVay?
No.
You're not a fan of Sean McVay?
No. Well, I mean, I respect him, but I just don't care about him.
I think he's done really well for a young coach. Already winning.
Well, he's been great, Super Bowl champion, no doubt. But next.
Yeah, 49ers.
No. Everything of San Jose or Mountain View or Santa Clara, too expensive. Your $3 million house is a freaking Rambler.
But if you're making millions of dollars, you can afford it.
No. There's also cost. There's a saying, be rich, but don't be stupid. And I think $3 million for a house in California is stupid. A stupid little Rambler? Stupid.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
my whole thing for the 49ers is it's hard to play for one of your teams you don't like, your arch enemies.
I would not do it.
Yeah. Chicago Bears.
No, I don't want to go. Do not take me anywhere near Chicago. I would not even hang out in downtown Chicago ever.
And you're not a Chicago person? You don't like Chicago dog or Chicago deep dish pizza?
I mean, I could do that as a visitor.
Okay. And then we have Minnesota.
No, too cold.
Minnesota's too cold. And then
I mean, but meeting Paul Allen would be really cool. Paul Allen, the announcer of the Vikings, that would be cool. So yeah, I mean, as a visitor, sure, but as a player, nah.
I thought Paul Allen passed away.
No, the other Paul Allen.
Oh, I didn't know there was another Paul Allen. Yeah, I didn't know that there was another Paul Allen who was an announcer. And then I think the last one would be the Seattle Seahawks.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't like Seattle, but since knowing that I grew up for it, yeah, I do the Seahawks for sure, and I can find a way to get a cheaper house around. I know my ways around it.
Yeah, like
I live in Snoqualmie.
Okay, but yeah, I think I could say you're talking about places if you were we're gonna get pushed to a place and get stuck places. Seattle's not a bad place to start a life, versus other cities and stuff like that. So I feel like it'd be harder.
But Seattle is not necessarily a place to raise a family because of all the cost, unless you have multi-generational, like you do and I do. Is there any other teams that we're missing?
I don't think we missed any teams, really.
Let me check the standings in the NFL.
Let's see. We did Buffalo. We did Miami. We did New England. Blank. Baltimore,
Indianapolis, I would say no.
Indianapolis Colts. So yeah,
I don't care. I don't care about. I know they have a lot of roundabouts, but no, I'm good.
Oh, and the Las Vegas Raiders.
No, I just don't. Dysfunctional organization. I don't care about Vegas that much.
But it depends. If you are like a generational player, if you're not a generational player, because if you're just like a mediocre player and you go to these cities, you're not going to change the team that much. But if you're one of those powerhouse players, like you're a defensive powerhouse, or you're like the quarterback of a team, then that could maybe change the organization around. Like look at Washington from last year to this year. Washington got the number 2 draft pick, ends up now
Jaden Daniels,
and then ends up being one of the better teams this year. So they turn things around and now are a playoff potential team. So just like Bo Nix in the. So
Vegas has attractive housing and it's growing, but also the downtown life is a bit erratic. But for visiting purposes, absolutely. But living there, I'm good.
Well, here's the thing is let's say your career, if your career is let's say, because average NFL career is 3 to 10 years. Let's say you happen to have a career of 10 years. If you happen to get a career of 10 years, you could always retire somewhere else and move. So you're only really going to be in that city for at most 20 years if you were a really great player.
Who knows? But I think we went through everything.
We did.
Which one were you most surprised about?
Any of the ones most of them I wasn't surprised. I didn't know that you didn't like cold weather as much. I didn't, You'd rather
I
be
mean,
a hot.
I think my experience in November kind of says it all.
Yeah, but I thought you'd be more high on Florida.
Well, I took Miami.
Yeah, you took Miami, but I understand the other two cities like Jacksonville. It's kind of like it's a big city, but it's like not a place
Mostly a
with not lot-
retired city.
Yeah, and so yeah, but Tampa Bay, I thought you'd be higher on Tampa Bay.
Nah.
I thought you would be.
But the Cowboys one, you were not surprised.
No, Cowboys.
And yeah, here we had to interrupt, but now we got a kickoff.
Yeah.
And that's gonna go right to the end zone. And nothing doing. And now we got 17-7. And Christian, hope you liked my Chicago response, or probably didn't like it because he's a Chicago Bears fan. And I'm sorry that your Chicago Bears are absolutely bad.
They're not actually the worst team in the league.
But they're bad.
They're like bottom 10.
I guess so.
So there's like at least 8 teams I could say, or at least 5 teams are worse than them. I can know off the top of my head.
That's fair.
The Raiders are the worst, people say.
Raiders are very dysfunctional.
Yeah. Well, Gardner Minshew, is he really a starting quarterback?
No. 1st and 10. Got 17-7, and now here's handoff to Josh Jacobs. Oh, gets met immediately, just absolutely just crushed. And I think that was a blitz, and now that is going to be 2nd down. And now we've got 2nd and 11. And here's Jordan Love, who's got no running backs with him. It looks like we got another blitz happening, possibly. Josh Jacobs on the motion. And now here is Jordan Love looking to pass. Got a little bit of time. Now here is a big pass, and that is going to be caught. And that may go all the way. No, not all the way to the touchdown, but that was a huge pass. And that's a huge momentum shifter. And that went to Watson. And that's a way to redeem yourself after that huge fatal fumble.
This is a weird article I found. They said there's an article that's like, what if the NFL expanded to 100 teams? Who would they add? That'd be crazy.
Be big time crazy.
That wouldn't be a bad option. Like they expanded to 2 more cities. Where would they expand to?
Now we got 17-7, 1st and 10. Sorry to cut you off. And now we're going to hand off. Oh, no handoff. And that's going to be caught. No, incomplete. And now we got 2nd and 10. Man in motion. And now here's Jordan Love. Fake handoff, was looking to pass. And here is a pass, and that's going to be incomplete. And no pass interference. I thought maybe that could have been, but looks like there was not enough evidence. Do you think that was pass interference?
All these calls are always questionable, you know. Every call is questionable.
Guess so. It's sometimes, I guess it's a matter of just letting them play it out.
It is.
And now we got 3rd and 10. 17-7. Got a man in motion. This is the last chance before they may have to hit the field goal. Now we got a huge blitz. Now there's the pass, and that's going to be caught, and that is going to be a touchdown. And Green Bay gets on the board for the 2nd half, and that was a very quick drive by Green Bay. And now they're closing it within possibly a 3-point deficit. So what'd you think of that drive?
I like that they went quicker. I think that some teams move the ball too slow, and I think one thing I would like to see teams do a little bit more is a little bit more hurry up offense. And so, like, you know, longer, bigger passes, you know, being more methodical and saying, hey, I want this drive. You know, I'm going to take it on and move forward.
That's fair. And that's going to be 14-7.
Yeah. So I have a list of, I think, 5 cities that potentially could be expansion teams for like if they say they expand to 2 more cities, what cities on these lists? So you have Portland, Oregon. You have Sacramento, San Diego, San Antonio, Texas, and St. Louis.
I don't think St. Louis is going to happen. It's kind of a rundown city.
Well, another one's Austin. That's the 6th one.
Austin, I think, has potential, but would they add a 3rd Texas team? Yeah, they've done it in Florida, but Austin?
Or San Antonio.
I want to say Sacramento, but the market is just not there yet, but people have been moving to Sacramento. And let me do a check and see what is the population increase in Sacramento. Sacramento has had a 1.26% increase. Now let's look at Austin on population. 2.39%. So Sacramento is somewhere hanging around there.
Yeah. But what do you think about Portland?
No.
You don't think so?
Seahawks, I think Seahawks already own that market very well.
So you don't think it'd be good to have a Portland team? And then what about going back to like a San Diego?
I don't know. I don't know if San Diego would do it.
They have a stadium. They literally just plop a team there.
Yeah, but it's an old stadium. They left because of that.
Yeah. And then the other one would be San Antonio.
No, too small of a market.
You think that's too small a market? I think they're still a big market.
They're a small market.
So I'm sorry. I think what's on the East Coast that they really want to put another team somewhere? I don't think of anyone.
No. But let me play a quick commercial really quick.
No problem.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
And we are back from the break, and they're doing a kickoff, and you saw that little Madden documentary available on Amazon Prime. I would say don't watch it because it's basically positive EA propaganda, and you know how much I am strongly against Madden. And now that they're showing that replay, Jordan Love touchdown it was a great touchdown pass by Jordan Love. And now it's up to the Lions offense to see if they can respond. And it looks like that 4th down call by the Lions earlier was actually a stroke of genius, because who would have thought that the Packers would come back real quickly?
Yeah.
And now we are looking at 1st and 10 on the 30. And it's going to be handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he has not much opening. It's going to be about a yard or two on that one. And we got a flag. It's going to be a holding call, by the way. I wonder what it's going to be about. And it's going to be holding on... Can't really tell what it was. I think it was holding on the offense, so that means Lions are going to be sent back. And now we got a 1st and 20. And now here is Goff, and that is going to be caught. And that is to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and they finally gave it to him. And must I do this as my celebration? Had to do that. It was a very slow clapping worthy. We got a 2nd and 14. Gonna be 4 points for me for Amon-Ra St. Brown. And now we've got looking to pass. And that's gonna be intercepted by the Packers. Wow.
Whoa.
And that may go all the way. Nope, does not go all the way, but that was picked off. And what a turn of events that was. Take me to that interception, Epic Sea Films.
So there was coverage on the actual player there. So he threw it into an area where he didn't have the most open player.
That was an absolute shocker, must I say. I have to say that was absolutely shocking.
He didn't realize another player was going to come over and like scoop the ball up. He thought he had a window.
And now the Packers are very much even more back in business, and they could actually take the lead this quickly.
Well, have the defense hold up.
They're going to have to. Maybe they should have passed to Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's going to be a 1st and 10. Man in motion. And now Jordan Love's handing it to Josh Jacobs. And he kind of, doesn't really break it. And that is going to be...
Ooh, is Brant... Oh, I thought Branch got hurt. Is Brant hurt?
No one's hurt.
Okay, that guy was just... For a second there, it looked like the player was going to be down.
Now we got a 2nd and 8. Packers have a chance to take the lead or at least tie this ball game. Now Jordan Love looking to pass. And now here's the big pass. And that's going to be caught. And does he get the first down on that? And that was caught by Wicks. Nope, I think that's not going to be a first down.
Uh-oh.
What do we got?
Looks like they spot him at the line, so they're giving it to him.
I guess so.
They're in.
Yep, and I didn't even pay attention, and that is a touchdown. Josh Jacobs.
Again,
and the Packers,
Josh Jacobs. I told you that.
And the Packers have taken the lead.
Who has been the key of the game? Josh Jacobs is one of the key of the games. I said that earlier.
Josh Jacobs did it.
Didn't I say that earlier, that the running backs are going to be a big key to the game?
Pretty much was.
Yeah.
And that is going to be a good field goal.
Yeah. So I have a few other cities that I thought of. What about Louisville, Kentucky?
No.
Or Orlando, Florida?
No.
You don't think they're going to put a team in Orlando?
No.
And then I'm thinking about some. If they want to expand, where else would they go? What about Salt Lake City?
I don't know. Can't really say for sure on that one.
Mm-hmm. So because these are just I think about other places that could work out. What about Richmond, Virginia? And an interesting one, I think that'd be really interesting. Alabama.
But the market's not there.
You don't think it's there?
No.
Their football teams for college do really well.
They do, but I don't know if they would have the population for it.
Well, you know what's interesting? They want to expand the UFL again and add 2 more cities.
I hope Seattle is part of that.
They want to expand it. And what's interesting about it is that St. Louis has one of their best attendances in the UFL right now.
So maybe St. Louis can work for the NFL. It was just a matter of ownership and the city not getting something together.
Yeah. Sometimes the city and the ownership, just like the city's not ready to pay for something. They realize that they thought they're always going to have something and realize, oh, we waited too long to come up with the decision.
Just like Seattle.
Yep. You wait too long. Well, the problem with Seattle was a little bit different because they sold it. Starbucks sold it to the wrong ownership group. They didn't realize that the city, that was not a group that cared about staying in the city. So if he would have sold it to the right people, we'd still have the Sonics to this day. So I think that was on him, not on the city itself.
I think it was both Howard Schultz and the city. And the city, it was already a problem before it even started.
But here's the thing: if it wasn't for Howard Schultz selling it to those people, unless he sold it to a group in Seattle, something would have got done eventually. It just would have the team would have moved. You know what I mean? We would have took longer to build the stadium.
Pretty much.
So instead of building the stadium that year, it would have been maybe 5-10 years later. We would have had a new stadium. Eventually, it would have got done because the team didn't want to move.
And did you know a YMCA guy was actually trying to help along with Steve Ballmer? And current Mariners owner John Stanton was also part of that group.
Wow. Mm-hmm. But I like where the stadium is now and where they kept it in the same area instead of moving it to where all the other stadiums were.
Yeah, the one that I was trying to fight for.
Yeah, I think it's really it makes sense to leave it where it is. It's part of that. It's always been part of that area, and it kind of makes sense to have it in that area. It's been such a vital part of our city ever since the World's Fair.
Now it's 21-17 Green Bay.
Yep.
And that's going to go all the way to the end zone, and Detroit's not even going to bother with it. At first, when this game started, we thought it was going to be all Detroit, and then Green Bay was just hanging on to it.
Yeah.
And now look where we are. Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions in one game against Houston.
Yeah, I know. 5, 6, 10 interceptions now in this season. He's like Geno Smith.
Yeah, and Geno Smith has the most interceptions along with the most passing yards.
Yeah, but that goes hand in hand almost.
Now we got a 1st and 10. Amon St. Brown's on the motion. Is he going to pass to him? He's looking in his direction. He's going to go right to the running back, Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's going to go down there, and that's going to be second down. That's going to be about 5 yards. And now we're looking at 2nd and 5. And here's Goff, got some time, and that's going to be given to, who was that given to? Please tell me it's Amon-Ra. Nope.
Well, what's interesting about it is Geno has the most interceptions. But think about this. He has 12. A lot of other players are at 11, 10, 9. So you can't say he's any worse than any other player based on interceptions.
I guess so.
It's because look at Patrick Mahomes has 11.
Does have 11.
So if you're making that if someone's gonna make that an argument for certain players.
Now we got 1st and 10. It's gonna be handed to Jahmyr Gibbs. And not going to be much. And Gibbs has not really been doing much today. Let's see how much he's actually been doing. Might want to double check. According to Fan Price's team, Jahmyr Gibbs about 14 yards of rushing, but he's got that touchdown.
Yeah.
But he hasn't really done much. But fantasy-wise, he's done very much.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But now I just need it to go to Amon-Ra St. Brown. But are they going to give it to him? Nope.
Nope. They're going to give it to their tight end.
And then here's 2nd and 8, and he's got some time to pass. Here's a big throw, and that is going to be caught. Oh, no, that goes dropping. Ball intended for Sam Laporta. And now we're looking at 30. That was 3rd and 8. That was their tight end. You said it.
I could call the play before it happens.
Okay, fine. Then is it going to go to Amon-Ra St. Brown this time?
No. What are we at? 3rd down?
Yeah, 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8. They're doing a pass, and it's going to be to Williams.
Not Amon-Ra St. Brown.
No, Williams.
I wonder who I picked Amon-Ra St. Brown over. It must have been a really critical bad pick.
Did you pick him over Jamar? Did I pick first with Jamar Chase, or did you pick first?
You picked before I did. You picked Jamar Chase was picked by
me.
Well, hold on. You picked Jamar Chase. About that. I will. Oh, okay. Number 9th pick. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Number 10. Epic Sea Films drafted Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm.
That's your reaction. I thought you were just going to laugh at me and go, wow, what a bad pick.
Jamar Chase has been one of the best wide receivers this year.
Just the idea that I could have drafted him. Had I drafted him alone, and even with my CJ Stroud, I would be comfortably in the playoffs. Oh, boy. Oh, no. I could have drafted Jamar Chase.
So Jamar Chase, which is questionable this week, and he hasn't played like I think ever. He had one bye. If you would have had him 1 week, I had 55 points. He's averaged what? Let's see what he's averaged this league. I'm like trying to find his average. 22.7. And you had Amon St. Brown, who's averaged 17.0. So if you would have basically drafted Jamar Chase, you would have had 5 more points a week, almost 6. So that's another reason.
Here's my reaction to that.
So
that really hurts.
A couple draft picks. Look at this. I drafted Jamar Chase or drafted Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley's averaged 23.4. You didn't draft Saquon Barkley over him too.
What?
Saquon Barkley was at 11 and has 23.8.
I was scared of his injuries.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Then where's AJ Brown? AJ Brown's had 16.4. So your Amon St. Brown pick was slightly better than AJ Brown.
That hurts.
Yeah. So there was 2 guys there. And I way overdrafted Garrett Wilson. Aaron Rodgers screwed Garrett Wilson over this year. And you know what was worse than your Amon St. Brown pick?
I think that Amon-Ra St. Brown pick is not aging well at all.
No, your worst pick, which is actually worse than my pick because Garrett Wilson is at least averaging 15.1. One of your bad picks was round 2. You drafted Marvin Harrison Jr., who's only averaged 11.8 points per week.
And I picked him as a second-round pick.
Yeah, and I drafted Garrett Wilson, who wasn't a great pick either, and I still get 15 points a week, and you're getting like only 11. So,
well, he was out of my range anyway.
What? You
already drafted him. Oh, I could have drafted Derrick Henry.
Yeah, you could have drafted Derrick Henry. You could have 2 good running backs. You could have 19.6. If you would have drafted 2 good running backs your first 2 picks and not do wide receivers, you would not be in this problem.
That's bad.
This is, I think, when it was one of your worst years of drafting. You still ended up like getting better because you had Russell that helped you through.
Russell really bailed me out. It looks like we got a big pass. No, not a big pass, a short pass, but that's going to be a 4th down. And I wonder what the Lions are going to do here. I think what they're going to do is they're going to try to go for it on 4th down, but they're going to try to get him to jump.
Yeah.
And looks like they are staying exactly what they're doing. It's a 4th and 1, so either they're going to just punch it through or they're going to just try to get them to jump on the snap.
Yeah.
Let's see what they're going to do. 4th and 1. And they're going to go, oh, and Jared Goff just punches it through, and that's going to be a 1st down.
But look at this. So you draft you draft Jackson Smith and Jigba in the 5th round. They average 15 points a week. They're actually outperforming your 2nd round pick, your 5th round pick.
Marvin Harrison Jr. has been a very disappointing player, hasn't he?
Yeah, that was. You banked on a rookie.
In a 2nd round, too.
On a 2nd round pick. You could have had him fall further down and you would have ended up being
now, fake handoff here is going to Montgomery, and he's going to get all the way for a 1st down. He's just barreling through.
Oh, I don't know if this is horrible, but this was another bad pick. 6th round, you draft Zamar White as your running back.
That one did not age well.
3.7 average points per week. Whew.
I don't even think he's even on my team anymore.
Huh.
Made some pretty embarrassing picks.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're looking at 1st and 10. And now it's a fake handoff. Here is Goff. Looks like, is he going to run? And yep, he is going to run, and he's going to not get the 1st down, but he gets close to it.
Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy? If you look, let me look through this. Mm-hmm.
Now we're looking at 2nd and 1. And are they going to just go punch it right through for a first down? Could they? And looks like they will. And that's going to be a huge run for Jahmyr Gibbs. And he may go all the way. No, he will not, but he gets pushed out of bounds. But Jahmyr Gibbs gets a big gain on that, and that's good for the fan price.
Well, in the first round, the three best picks of the first round were Josh Allen by Seattle Water Bottles. It was Jamar Chase by Epic Sea Films, and then you had Saquon Barkley by RPO Tank. Were the three best picks of the first round. A lot of these other picks were basically duds. Look at Christian McCaffrey and him being injured most of the season. CeeDee Lamb, some of these other picks were not great picks. Tyreek Hill, way under.
And it looks like we got a play to watch. Got first and goal. Sorry to interrupt you. Got man in motion. Here is Goff looking to pass. He's got some time. Now here is the pass, and that's going to go way over the head of Sam Laporta. And now we're looking at a second and goal. But here's my advice. Give it to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, Joe. Oh,
I'm just delusional at this point.
yeah.
And now we are looking at second and goal. Now got a man in motion for St. Brown. Maybe he'll intend it to him. Nope, they're going to hand it off to Jahmyr Gibbs. And it looks like he's got an opening. No. And it's going to be a third down. And I'm telling you, give it to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Joe, so looking at Amon, wasn't the worst choice. The worst pick in the first round was Christian McCaffrey.
By far. And he was the number one overall pick.
Yeah, everybody told him, Macaroni and Cheese to draft him, and it's just, he never played. Hardly this season. So that was the worst pick. So you never had the worst pick. That was one of the worst picks of the whole draft was people drafting Chris McCaffrey number one. Next year, he's fallen. He might not even be a first-round pick next year, Chris McCaffrey.
Yeah, and now we're looking at Gibbs, and that's going to be fourth down. And I'm telling you, why aren't they... Give it to Amon-Ra St. Brown!
Joe. Are they going to go for it here, or are they going to kick the field goal?
They kick the... Well, no, I think they're going to go for it. They're just going to try to punch it in.
No matter, yeah.
And worst case scenario, they're at least they're going for it on fourth down for sure.
Yeah, it's the 3-yard line. Mm-hmm.
And now we got fourth and goal. He's looking to pass. And now here's the pass. And that's going to be caught for the touchdown. And that is Patrick. And guess who it didn't go to, Epic Sea Films?
Amon St. Brown.
That really hurts very much.
What's interesting about it is you haven't done the worst with it, because Amon St. Brown overall this season is averaging 17 points a week. That's not horrible. So you haven't really been hurt that bad, but you could have got a player that averaged 5 more points.
Jamar Chase.
Because at the beginning of the season, Jamar Chase was questionable if he was ever going to play because remember he wanted to sit out for his contract.
Yep.
And he's had a good season. So you can't say that that's the problem with the Cincinnati Bengals.
It still hurts.
Yeah. Like, I drafted Jamar Chase over Saquon Barkley. That's not really that much better if I would have got Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. Let me take another quick break.
SoFi is an online bank and a personal financing company offering financial diverse products. They hold the naming rights to the home of the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers, named SoFi Stadium. They offer amazing checking and savings accounts where you can get up to 4.6% on savings accounts. There are no monthly fees to maintain the accounts, and they have over 55,000 no-fee ATMs around the United States. You even have access to a budgeting program, stock trading, and insurance programs. Join SoFi and get $25 for joining and or $25 for opening a stock trading account. Links are available in the description. And thank you. And lastly, I am not a financial advisor, so either find a professional financial advisor or go with your own gut.
Well, looks like Lions have taken the lead, as we have seen, but maybe they would have a better lead if they just give it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. It still hurts.
Well, Joe, I can't say you've actually drafted the worst because you could have had players that were worse than the player you chose. There was this Travis Etienne or Junior, some guy from Jacksonville. He was a running back for Jacksonville. Only has averaged 8.4 points per week.
Aye.
So that was actually worse than you choosing Marvin Harrison Jr. because he at least got 3 more points on average a week. So that was actually a better move. So you actually weren't the worst every round. There's always somebody worse off.
So we think macaroni and cheese was the worst off?
Well, the first round, macaroni and cheese are the worst. We already know that. That was worst draft pick. And second round, the person who had this Travis person, that was GGEZ did the worst that round. So second.
And now Jamar Chase might be a top 5 next year.
Jamar Chase?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're talking about second round, that was GGEZ had the worst pick.
Really did.
And then someone who drafted Chris Olave, they basically were second worst. They're only averaging 9.6. So, and they didn't even play a few games this year, so they're actually doing even worse. I'd say this was almost a worse pick.
Pretty much.
So, auto drafted the worst that round. So almost everybody, seems like almost every round, Joe, you weren't the worst picked. You didn't do the worst at drafting, but you were towards sometimes the low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we are waiting for the kickoff. And here we go. And that may go to the end zone again. So it's been a touchback full game today.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Saquon Barkley is going to be number 1 draft pick next year?
Is Saquon Barkley number 1 draft pick next year?
What do you think?
Is Saquon Barkley number 1 draft pick next year? Possibly, yes.
He went 11th this year.
That would be the case.
So.
And now we are looking at 1st and 10.
Oh, wow. Trick play.
Yeah, trick play. Was going to be a trick play.
Oh, no.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Wow. The guy was open. The guy could have caught it. The guy was open. But that was getting some trickster out there. Do you think that team should do more trick plays in games?
Yeah, I mean, they could, but it's going to be a bit more exposed if they keep doing it. That's the only problem.
Well, but here's the thing about it. If you keep doing it more often, then it doesn't become a trick play. It just becomes your normal routine.
Yeah. And we're looking at 2nd and 10. And now it's going to be handed off to Josh Jacobs. And that's going to be, he's met immediately. That's going to be about a 3rd and 8. And this will be a very critical moment for the Packers. They're going to have to convert.
Yeah. It would be so funny if the Green Bay Packers didn't have green as their color in history. They went back and they never chose green as their color. People would think it's kind of ridiculous for the name Green Bay Packers not having green as your color.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Like if you're in Green Bay, shouldn't your color be at least green?
I guess so, especially with the green named city.
I know.
As we're looking at 3rd and 8, ball on the 30, 29, shall I say. Mm-hmm. And gonna be a timeout.
Well, the other interesting one too is: do you think any other sports teams are eventually gonna have to eventually change their names? Do you think there's anyone up next in line?
It looks like it was delay of game. I think I heard maybe the Redskins might get their name back.
Okay, you think so?
Possibly.
I think next in line might be the Chiefs.
You think they'll be changed?
If people push hard enough, that might be the next one.
I think they might maybe they'll push hard enough after the presidential inauguration. Then they'll just do it as a extra publicity stunt thing.
You know?
3rd and 9. And this is going to be a very critical drive Very critical moment for the Packers. They have to get this going. Man in motion. Here's Jordan Love looking to pass. He's got some time and a big pass, and that's going to be caught. Could be intercepted. Now they're fighting for it. Short of the first down. Maybe I'm arguing that should have been an interception.
Well,
do you think that was an interception?
Came up with it. The guy who pulled it away from the other guy was actually the Detroit Lion guy.
Do you think that should have been an interception? No one's questioning it.
You think there should have been pass interference on roughing the passer on that play? Look at
Let me take a look.
Should this be roughing the passer?
Possibly, but they're not even calling it anyway.
No.
And that's going to be a punt. That was like the whole letting him play.
Yeah.
And he makes the catch. Fair catch.
But do you see what I was saying about pass interference? How like they could call that or not call that, and that would have been the difference between them getting a first down or not, the Green Bay Packers?
Could be. That could be the difference maker.
Yeah. They were saying the guy was already in motion, that the guy was already moving forward enough that it wasn't considered pass interference, but that's one that's right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why it's questionable.
3:22 left.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges.
And we are back from the break. I had to come back for this one. 1st and 10. And here is Jared Goff with a fake, and here's a throw, and that's going to be caught by Montgomery. Tries to fake him out, but probably only going to get 2 to 3 yards on that. How about this? You know what's my advice to Lions offense if they want to do a little bit better?
I'm on St. Brown.
But they won't do it. They won't take my advice. I'm smarter than them. I actually do believe that. That's going to be 2nd and 7. 2:48 left in this quarter. It's going to be handoff to Montgomery, and he's not going to get much. I'm telling you, you got to give it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Why won't they give it to him?
Joe, you know what round you drafted good in? You drafted fine in round 3.
Who did I draft?
James Cook.
Yeah, that one was good.
Like they set out only one game. They had a bye week and they set out one game, but beyond that, you averaged pretty good with James Cook. So that was actually a decent pick for 3rd round. You were right there in one of the best picks of that round. So that was actually a good one for you.
3rd and 6. Man in motion. That is Williams, and he's looking to pass. And here is a big pass, and that's going to be caught. Is that going to be a first down enough for it? Marked a yard shy. Should they go for it? I think they should at least get them to jump.
What yard marker are they at?
They're at 4th and 1.
No, what part of the field?
They're in their own territory.
So they're at 30.
So I think it could be risky.
This is risky, but the Seahawks did it last week.
I don't know how this is going to work. I think it's going to be Jared Goff maybe pushing for it himself. No, they're going to do the handoff. This doesn't look good. I don't know if it's going to work. And no, they get stopped.
Whoa! Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa! Whoa!
That is absolutely shocking.
Well, you know that this coach, Dan Campbell, is one of the most riskiest coaches. He likes to do a lot of this.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm. You didn't see the Seahawks game. Did you see the Seahawks game, the ending of that game? They went so much on 4th down in that game.
They did, yeah.
That was insane. But they didn't have a punter, really. They could have used their backup, but it would have gotten not as many yards. So
now we're looking at 1st and 10. Ball on the 30. And they're right in their red zone, too. And that's going to be a handoff to Josh Jacobs. And that's going to be down. Gets only about 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah. We're still in the third quarter. I thought I was over. Then we're on the
Yeah.
fourth quarter. Fourth down conversions. Was that 3 of 4? It said
3 of 4. It sounds like.
for the Lions. I think they were. So that was the only one they didn't get today.
We're looking at 2nd and 7. And now here's the pass, and that's going to be caught, nearly dropped, and that could be no touchdown, but it's in the red zone.
Ooh, you see that hit?
That was a huge hit.
Look at these names. Like, one name was Kraft. Is he part of the Kraft family? The other name's Love. What do you think? One of the crazy ones. What do you think of when the guy changed his name was Ocho Cinco?
You know, Ocho Cinco.
Remember?
85, yeah.
He changed
First
his
and
name.
goal. And clock is almost running down. I wonder if they're just going to let it die. Yep, they're going to let it die. They're going to let it die at the end of the quarter.
Yeah. What do you think was a better name? Ocho Cinco or Meta World Peace?
Ocho Cinco.
You think that was better?
Yeah.
So crazy. It's like you have to go officially get your name changed and you can all use it on a jersey. Did you know that Gino's real name is actually not Gino? Did you know that?
Did what?
Gino's real name is actually not Gino.
What is his
Gino's a
actual
nickname.
name? What's his name?
His name's actually Eugene.
Eugene, that makes sense.
Yeah. Gino's just a nickname.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, Gino being a nickname for for Eugene makes sense. Yeah.
I would think so, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Eugene Cyril Smith the third.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's an interesting one. Yeah. Do you know what DK stands for?
Dennis?
DK Metcalf?
Yeah, what does it stand for?
D. Kalen is the first name. D.
Kalen. Very interesting.
Yeah. Zacharias.
Zacharias.
Metcalf. So he goes by DK because his first name's D. Kalen.
Kalen. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody knows him as DK, not D. Kalen, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. He went to Ole Miss. He's from Mississippi.
He is, yeah.
You think that was a big change, moving from Mississippi to Seattle?
Quite a bit.
Yeah. No, the funny one is remember when we used to have DJ Dallas?
DJ Dallas, yep.
Remember how that was spelled?
Yes.
I thought that was funny. I used to find that joke on people like, how do you spell DJ? Oh man. Oh man, that was fun. That'd be ridiculous. The day they put a sports team in like Hawaii, like Honolulu, like a professional sports team for a real league, that'd be a crazy day.
Would be. Now we're at first and goal.
Yeah, first and goal.
See where this goes.
What there at with the 5-yard line?
Got 15 minutes left, and they have a chance to take the lead.
Let's see here. See if the defense steps up or the offense does well.
And it's going to be a fake handoff. Here is Love. Got some time. And now the pass. That's going to be caught by the tight end. Maybe get some extra yards on that one.
Look like 2 yards, 2-yard gain, maybe a 1 or 2-yard gain. Yeah.
And now we got 2nd and goal. Less than 15 minutes left. Can the Lions make a stop? It's going to be a handoff to Josh Jacobs, and he gets right through for the touchdown. And the Packers have now taken the lead here in the 4th quarter over the Detroit Lions. And that is going to be 27-24, could be 28-24, pending the PAT.
I don't think I don't think Green Bay. See, here's the thing about Green Bay versus the Lions today. Like, Green Bay's not playing a great game, but Green Bay is making less mistakes than the Lions. I think the Lions are losing because of their mistakes.
They have, the 4th down turnover really did not help.
4th down and the interception. They're almost imploding on themselves.
They very much are.
If the Lions win this game, then that means the Green Bay Packers didn't play that great, because those 2 big plays should have secured them the game. But
maybe the Lions should have just punted that one too, in hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't. The play call wasn't even that good either.
But you're talking about it. It's only like 2 big plays in the game that are the reason why they're behind. So that's only 2 plays they have to overcome. That's not like a lot for the Lions. The 4th down and then the interception are only 2 plays. He's the only one celebrating. Look at the fans in the audience. Look at the coach. The offensive
Coach is
coordinator.
not happy about it either.
Mm-hmm. Well, technically in some weird scenario, the Lions are technically not guaranteed a playoff berth right now. But that'd be a weird scenario if enough teams did something ridiculous and ended up the Lions not making the playoffs.
That'd be a very Detroit thing. And now we got a kickoff. And once again, it's going to be a touchback.
Yeah. Did you know that Jason Myers allows the most run backs he doesn't do a lot of touchbacks. He doesn't kick it into the touchback zone.
Oh, he allows the most kick returns.
Yeah. Something like ridiculous like that.
Remember the worst kicker the Seahawks ever had? He single-handedly caused the Seahawks to miss the playoffs. Blair Walsh.
Oh, I don't remember them.
Exactly. Keep it that way.
Was that before Matt Hasselbeck?
And then here is Jared Goff with a big pass, and that's going to be caught by 17, and that's going to be a 1st down. No, this was during the Russell Wilson days. This was after Stephen Hauschka.
Oh.
Stephen Hauschka, I think, was the best one.
Better than Jason Myers?
Oh, yeah. Easily. Don't forget John Ryan.
Well, you know who everybody's going to say one of the greatest of the last 20 years. They say one of the best kickers has been Tucker, Justin Tucker.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of people would say.
It looks like we got an injured player at the moment.
Would you rather have a better punter or a better kicker?
Kicker.
I think most people would.
Yeah. And I'm going to be right back because I'm going to need a snack. So here is...
commercial.
Well,
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We're proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
That's crazy. I actually met. They're showing a commercial of the Geico guy. I actually met the guy who plays the caveman. I met the guy who plays the caveman at HorrorCon. That was really interesting. I was mentioning something to people on here that the guy who does the person who does the Caveman commercials for Geico.
Hmm.
I actually met that actor at HorrorCon.
Hmm.
So that was kind of interesting.
And
It was just interesting to meet the person and like see what else they've done besides just being on like that. And they're not the only one that's done it. I think there's been 2 different actors who played the Caveman.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you gonna watch the Simpsons broadcast, the Simpsons football broadcasting on Monday?
What? There's a thing?
Yeah, the fun day. You gonna see the little advertisement for it?
No. And we got 1st and 10. And here's the fake handoff. Here's Goff. That's going to be a pass to Montgomery. And once again, it's not going to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
No, look at this. In like 2 plays, they're basically back past midfield. And it's like they're already like potentially in scoring range to at least get a field goal out of this, potentially. Well, they're almost in field goal. Like one more play and they're basically in field goal range.
Another handoff.
A big 3rd down here, though.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up. But if they're going to go for it on 4th down here anyway, because they're not in field goal range. That's 3rd and 2. So 3rd and 2. Detroit has a ball. They're going
Now
for a
here
pass.
is Jared Goff going for a pass. And that's going to be caught by Amon-Ra St. Brown! I needed that to happen real badly. And now we got a handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs.
Mm-hmm. There's still a lot of time left in this game. We're just under like 12 minutes left in the 4th. And I'm still outscoring Joe.
I know, it's sad. 2nd and 8. And now here's Goff going for a big pass, and that's going to be caught. And that is Sam Laporta, and that's going to be a 1st down as the Lions are driving up the field.
Yeah. The Lions are one of those teams that can score pretty quickly down the field. Oh, look, this is a good extension. Look at this. Good extension by that player. Get the ball.
And that's going to be... And here is Amon-Ra St. Brown getting a handoff, and that's going to be a 1st down, but maybe another 1 point right there.
There's some running yards.
He's getting me some stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah. But if they get it, if I get the extra point, that's going to give me another point. So I'm taking me to 8. So you need to outbeat 8, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
If they get another touchdown here.
And now we've got handoff to Montgomery, and he's going to be pushing it, and that's going to be 2nd down.
Yep, but they're closer. They're like 4 yards closer or something. Oh, did you see that hit?
I did see that. Yeah, it was crazy hit.
The guy's helmet just came off.
And we're looking at 2nd and goal. Man in motion. And so we hand off to Montgomery, and he is inching close, but he's not going to get it.
No. They're still pushing in that.
They really are.
Remember that weird game last year where Detroit lost on some weird play at the end of the game? That's why they weren't the number 1 seed or something like that.
And now we're looking at 3rd and goal. Now here's fake handoff. Here is Goff the pass, and that is going to be caught for the touchdown. But once again, it doesn't go to Amon-Ra St. Brown. That really hurts. And that's a touchdown for the Lions, going to make it 31-28. That makes you laugh, doesn't it? Doesn't even go to the Amon-Ra St. Brown.
So what are you at? You're at 7.7 points. Okay, I think it's a kick for me. So is that going to give me 8 points now?
Yeah.
So am I going to 8? And
it's just sad.
It's sad that my kicker Detroit's kicker is outplaying Amon St. Brown. You probably should have double my kicker. You should be at 16. Now I should be at like 9. You should at least be at least almost doubling me. You should be at like 16 or 17. You should be like doubling my score. Yeah, you should be doubling my score. You know who's doing the best right now? GGEZ. They literally have a guy who got them 24.4 points. That's Jacobs.
It hurts. I hope you're happy.
Well, Joe, you're still projected to win.
I don't care. No mercy.
75% chance of winning.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying Auto Draft has a 63% chance of winning. And let's see who else here. They're saying GGZ might have a chance of winning that matchup against CDTDs. Now that Josh Jacobs had such a good week. A kicker usually averages 9.4. So
it hurts. It doesn't go to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Can I do it again? Oh, wait. Here's the other one.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin. This is serious. I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm also told to do. Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play you a sad song on the world's smallest violin. But now it's up to the Packers to see if they can get back into it. And now we're looking at the kickoff. And here we go. And it's going to go right to the end zone once again for a touchback.
Man, these two teams are have great quarterbacks. Look at this. Belichick yourself an auto draft do not have great quarterbacks. They're banking on Baker Mayfield and Will Levis.
Will Levis.
Yeah. I'm like, really?
Yep.
He only averages like 11.7 points per week. And look at Baker Mayfield hasn't had the best. He averages 20 points per week. So Baker Mayfield's actually having a decent season for fantasy.
Who would have thought?
But Will Levis doesn't do squat.
We're looking at 8:39 left in the game. Here's Josh Jacobs, and he gets just stopped immediately, but we got a flag out there.
Yeah.
And I wonder what this flag is about.
What was the flag?
False start.
I actually like the Seahawks stadium.
Well, why wouldn't you? Don't we? Have you been to a Seahawks game?
Yeah, I've been on a ton of Seahawks games. I think we have a really nice stadium. Like if you actually look at rankings of stadiums, we actually have one of the top 5 stadiums or something like that.
One of the most intimidating places too.
I know.
31-28, 1st and 15 as they suffered a false start. And now we've got a handoff to Josh Jacobs, and he gets stopped instantly.
See, Ford Field holds 65,000 people. Did you know that?
Yep.
Do you know why it's called Ford Field?
I don't know. Well, oh yeah, because of Ford. Henry Ford.
Yeah, and that family still owns the team or something like that, or they own.
And we got 2nd and 14. Man in motion. And now it's going to be a blitz effort. And here is Love with the big pass. And that's going to be caught by Watson. And that was a huge play.
Whoa, look at the tackling at the end of that.
Pretty much.
Is that excessive?
Who would know?
Yeah. The name rights were purchased by the Ford Motor Company for $40 million over 20 years.
Yep, that sounds about right. Henry Ford is also the father of the 9 to 5.
Yeah, and the whole was it the assembly line stuff? A lot of that stuff. Mm-hmm.
1st and 10. Now here's a handoff running back, and Jacobs gets stopped immediately.
The Ford family holds a controlling interest in the company and have controlled ownership of the Lions franchise since 1964.
Aye.
64. That's 60 years. Woo. Oh.
Now we're looking at Love and the pass, and that's going to be caught and not tackled, and he gets to the 20.
Oh, so it's in. So you used to have a stadium not even in. That's interesting. Their stadium used to not be in actually Detroit. It used to be in a suburb.
Suburb, yeah.
Years ago.
It looks like we got a man down. That's Branch.
I think if you talk about the 4 or 5, the 5 or 6 major sports that are out there, I still think that the football is one of the more dangerous sports, the most dangerous one of the top 5 or 6 sports. You're talking about football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer,
And look at all the in the hunts in the standings.
Look at Seattle. Look at our division.
I'll take it.
The saddest thing would be like with all these injuries and somehow San Francisco came back and won our division. That'd be the saddest thing.
It really would, considering that Christian McCaffrey is out.
I know. It would be sad. It would be sad for all the other teams. Well, the Rams have the easiest schedule left. Their schedule's, you know how easy the Rams schedule is left? Look at the Detroit Lions schedule. They have a hard schedule. Look at that.
Yeah, it's true.
Buffalo and Minnesota. We have a hard schedule. You know, we have to play after we play Arizona. We have to go play Green Bay and Minnesota still. Our schedule isn't easy.
Not at all.
Like, our last game's against the Rams. We usually don't beat.
We're looking at 1st and 10. And now we're looking at Jordan Love looking to pass. And here is the pass. That's going to be caught by 13. And now it looks like he is shaken up at the moment. He's having a hard time getting back up.
Ooh.
He needs some help.
Help him.
Wicks is okay.
Mm-hmm. But he was winded for a second.
He was winded.
Yeah. Whew. What's crazy is how many rules they have to try to protect players, and they still don't even have enough rules to protect players from getting injured, you know?
We're looking at 1st and goal. 5:41 left.
Can they hold them to a field goal?
That's the big question. They're gonna that would be key. And I would think that if Green Bay scores, the next drive will be the last. It's a very crucial moment for Green Bay. Now hand off to Josh Jacobs, and he's gonna be met immediately. Maybe he gets 1 or 2 yards on that.
Someone's helmet's up! Someone's helmet's up!
Yeah, that happens in the game.
I know. They don't strap him down tight enough, it seems like.
Doesn't seem like it.
No. He had to put his cap back on before he put his helmet on.
Second and goal. And now it's Jordan Love looking to pass. And he's going for a pass. And that's going to be caught. And that's going to be a touchdown. But we got a lot of flags happening.
That was like flags. So do you see all the flags come out of there? That was like
flags all over the place.
I was like, Flag City.
What is the referee going to say?
I think it's on the offense.
It sounds like it. It has to be.
But
that's why Jordan Love looked really confused. Yep, it was on the offense.
That pushes them back.
It was a offensive pass interference.
Woo! Let's see what this is like. Where was the offensive pass interference on that? I was confused.
Very confusing too. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think that should have been offensive pass interference. It's almost like defensive pass interference.
Pretty much.
So I don't know where they got that call out of there.
Wouldn't know either. And now got 2nd and goal. And here's Jordan Love looking to pass. And he's got a long ways to go. And here's a big pass. And that is going to be incomplete.
Well, if they go to 4th down, do you think they should just kick the field goal, or do you think they should go for it on 4th?
Kick the field goal.
You think so?
Don't lose the game.
No, remember what happened to Aaron Rodgers one year?
What'd he do?
In playoffs, they didn't kick the field goal and everyone got mad at them.
I guess so.
It was something like ridiculous like that.
Now we've got 3rd and goal, and Jordan Love looks like he's just going to run for it and doesn't really get much. And the defense is very hyped. And looks
Not
like
really a runner. I told you that.
Green Bay is going to have to. They're just going to have to settle for a field goal.
Gino's a better runner than Jordan Love.
Oh, is that what you think?
But you don't agree with me?
I guess you have a point.
I'm just talking about the running abilities. Because Jordan Love, like I even heard some people on the radio, sports radio, saying that Jordan Love's a pocket passer.
It's true.
Like,
and here's the field goal, and that's going to tie the game. And then you would think that the Lions are going to spend the entire drive. They're going to spend the entire time. They're going to just take their time on this one. They're not going to rush. I would not rush on this.
You know who has more legs than I thought they had was Brock Purdy. They're more of a runner than you think.
It's true.
Yeah, you think of them as just like a game manager kind of quarterback, but no, they're actually a slight of a runner. Are you a Little Caesars fan?
No.
You're not?
No.
You know where Little Caesars is from? Michigan? That's what.
Yep.
Yeah. Michigan. It's so weird that part of the peninsula got part of Michigan is not part of the state next to it.
Mm.
I always understood how did that get grouped into Michigan and not just the mid alone. Are you ready for the college football playoffs yet?
No, I'm not even going to watch.
You're not going to watch it at all? Why? It's like how much do I really care who wins it?
I don't.
Not NFL.
Not only that, but your Huskies aren't even in it. The Cougars are not even going to be in
Oregon.
it. So I don't even care about Oregon either.
I thought you cared about Oregon because remember last year we were so hyped on Bo Nix. Remember?
Well, yeah, that was Bo Nix because I thought the Seahawks could be in line to draft him, and they should have been.
Well, you don't like that Gabriel guy?
No.
Dylan Gabriel, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Is he the other quarterback?
He's the new quarterback for them.
He's good, huh?
Yeah, he's good. They're saying he's going to be a high draft pick potentially.
Is he senior or junior?
Senior. I think this is the last year.
Okay, let me see the draft. NFL mock draft 2025. What do we got? Barry Sanders, he is the legend.
Mm-hmm. Well,
number 1 overall pick's going to be Schrader Sanders.
yeah.
Jacksonville, Cam Ward for Miami.
Because this Dylan Gabriel guy was at UFC. He was at Central Florida for like 3 years. Then he was in Oklahoma for 2 years. Then he was at Oregon. He was like one of the long-term people because remember of the COVID rules.
Yep. And it's going to be a big kick and another touchback. Oregon's quarterback is like nowhere near.
There's not that many quarterbacks. Yeah.
And we got 1st and 10. And it's going to be a fake handoff. And Goff, here's the big pass. And that is caught by Williams. And it's still not going to Amon-Ra St. Brown. It really hurts.
Yeah, I don't see them on the list, but they're supposed to be good. So I don't know why they're not on the list. And Cam Ward's not even going to make the 12-team playoff this year. Miami's team.
Oh, yeah.
They lost 2 games, 2 big games. They lost.
So it's basically going to be like the NFL.
Yeah, literally, Alabama gets in because basically Miami screws up. And it's sad again.
And that's with the fired coach. And as we've got another first down for the Lions, and they're just going to keep letting the clock run, and they can because it's got 36 seconds left on the play clock. They're just going to, I would just let it run. And that's what they're going to do. They're not going to, there's no need to do a hurry up.
No, because all you need to do is get in field goal range. My kicker wins them the game, and all of a sudden, I get more points than you.
At this point, I'll take it.
You'll take
because
it?
Because it will help defeat. It'll help defeat. As we got 1st and 10, 2:50 left in this game. And now I got a handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs. What was I saying? 2nd down.
Yeah.
2:40 left in this game. Clock is still running. They are obviously just burning every bit of the clock they possibly can.
I think if Detroit wins today, they clinch playoffs.
I think that would be the case. Yes.
I think that because they would go to 12 wins, and I think they would clinch playoffs. So, because there's already 2 teams that clinch playoffs already: Kansas City and Bills. Did you know that?
Now we just and then we just have to hope. And then we got 2nd and 9. And now here's going to be a pass by Jared Goff, and that is going to be caught. And that is going to be 3rd down, but the clock stops.
Ooh, so they have to do a play?
Also, side note, I won't be here. I was planning the Seahawks game on Sunday, but then guess what happened?
Don't quit your day job.
And it was like an event that my friend who's an agent, she invited me to. And like based on the context of the event, I just couldn't pass up. But it's going to be difficult with the idea that I'm going to be missing a very critical divisional game. But hey, I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
3rd and 7. Now here's Jared Goff looking to pass, and that's going to be caught by Gibbs, and that is going to push him to the 1st down.
So you know what's interesting about that game?
Yeah.
If the Seahawks win that game, they move to a 77% chance of making the playoffs. If they lose that game, they move to a 22% chance of making the playoffs.
Wow, so that game really is extremely critical.
If Arizona wins, they go to like a 65% chance or something like that of making the playoffs.
Of course.
And then it's like if they lose, they drop to like I think under 20 or something like that. So technically, if we win, we basically the whole league is in our fate because basically we just have to beat the Rams the last game of the season and everything's we're golden pretty much. Because think about it, if we win that game, we go to 8 wins, and we would be at 8 wins on the season.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the Rams are at 6 and most likely going to lose to the Bills this week, the Rams. So if they lose to the Rams, then that makes them, meaning that there's still 2 games behind us.
Yep.
With 4 games to go. So if that happens. So with 4 games to go, they'd be 2 games behind us. They would almost have to win out their season pretty much because what? We're really going to lose. Okay. We have, because after we play the Arizona Cardinals, we have like Green Bay, Minnesota, we have Chicago, and we have the Rams. Are we going to lose all those games? Potentially no. If we beat Arizona, then what? Potentially we're going to beat Chicago. So that's at least 2 wins on us. We're at least getting 9 and 8 at bare minimum, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah. Do you think we can make it to 10 wins?
It's
Yes,
possible as if they keep it going, then I don't see why it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah. Like, can they wake up and actually beat the Rams this time and not give them a game? And can they beat Chicago?
Rams are always a tough beat, though. It's always tough to beat the Rams, though.
Everybody thought we weren't going to beat the 49ers this year. We beat them somehow.
Well, because they had no defense. Everyone was injured.
Blame it on the defense. I'm saying we played better than them. Our defense played good. We outplayed them. And Gino had a great last drive. You got to say that's one of his better, final
Probably the
drives.
best, probably his best game-winning drive of his career. I have to say that was his best of his career.
All Gino needs to do to be considered maybe a better player than maybe even like a Kirk Cousins, some other players like Kirk Cousins, because a lot of times they compare him to Kirk Cousins, is if he can win more, he can win some playoff games. If he can make the playoffs this year and at least win, like if he wins 2 games this year, everyone's gonna be like, oh, Gino's actually not bad.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can win some playoff games, then everybody will be looking at Gino as like a good quarterback, almost a great quarterback.
No coaches challenge allowed in the last 2 minutes. We've got 1:55 left. This is just below the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
We got 1st and 10, 1:55 left. 31-31. We got Amon-Ra St. Brown on the motion. Jared Goff looking to the right, and that's going to be caught by David Montgomery. He's been having quite a bit of production, and that's going to be just a few yards.
Yep.
And let's see, how has he been doing? Auto drive. Oh my gosh. He's got 10 points out of Sam Laporta and 18 points out of David Montgomery. So it looks like, Bella, check yourself as of now. If everything stood today, it looks like there's a good shot that I might get this one taken care of. I think we can accept that fan price is pretty much gone. Or that game's pretty much no chance. U is still going to be very close. It's a 53 to 47% probability. So, oh, and looks like the Lions suffered a flag. So maybe this is where your kicker can play.
Mm-hmm.
There was a holding call on Ragnow. It was kind of a face mask holding, so that was a pretty easy call. But it was a very late flag, too.
Some people could say that you could almost call a flag on every play.
Pretty much.
You could literally call a flag the whole game, and every play is just a flag. Sometimes they just let things play because they can't waste all that time just doing flags every single play.
Yeah, it just slows the flow of the game.
Yeah.
Now we got a 1st and 20. They're going to have to make up some yards on this one, but at least it's a first down, and now it's going to be a handoff to Montgomery, and he's only going to get like 2 yards on there. That's going to be about a 1st and an 18.
I thought they got 3 yards out of that, but yeah. Look at the guy jump up on the guy's back. Look at the guy on the guy's back, literally. Is that legal? You could
I don't
jump on a
even
guy's
know.
back?
But now we're at a 2nd and 17. (31 to 31). And now we've got Jared Goff looking to pass. And now here's a big pass, and that's going to be caught by Amon-Ra St. Brown. That might be pushed to the first down.
Yes, it is. They got the first down. And guess
Let's see if he did get that first down.
Did you hear the name you just said?
I desperately needed that, but I don't think... What?
They only use him in like really crucial plays. I noticed.
Very crucial plays, but maybe they'll use him to get a touchdown.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. He got me now 10 points.
But if you get a touchdown, then that helps you not as much as me, and then you're hurting worse. So wouldn't you want me to get a field goal? Almost better than getting a touchdown?
For more strategic reasons, but that's if... But then Nelson doesn't have Derrick Henry, so I may just ride with the win. So maybe you're right. But then there's always a risk that he could miss that field goal too.
It is, and then it goes to overtime, and then we have another field goal potentially attempt there.
Yeah, but then you lose points after missing a field goal.
I do, so that hurts.
1:37, clock being reset too.
But if they score too quickly here, they're going to leave too much time for the other team.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, they're saying it's 3rd and inches now?
3rd and inches, so no first down.
What?
Insane.
They didn't give it to him?
I guess not.
Skipper. That one guy's last name was Skipper.
Skipper.
Yeah, number 70.
Interesting.
Because the question is, if they don't get it on 3rd and inches here, then would they just kick a field goal or go for it again?
I don't know what they're gonna do. They're not gonna go for it. I don't see them going for it.
Yeah.
And now it's gonna be a handoff to Montgomery, and he gets stopped. I don't think that's a first down.
Did he get it?
I don't think he did.
Because I saw him lean forward. Do you see the leaning forward notion? Did his knees go down before he leaned forward?
I don't see it as a first down.
Let's see. Where's his knees?
Who would know?
They're saying it's 4th and inches, but I don't know.
I wouldn't know either.
They're not going to show the replay on that.
It's very questionable.
Look at this. They won't show it because they know that their ruling might not be right. You know that?
Who knows? 4th and inches. So I think looks like they're going to go for that field goal. So looks like you got your wish. And they really did run that clock down.
Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? They're not showing the replay on that play because they know that their ruling might be wrong.
So it looks like...
I'm probably going to show it now. Look at this. So let's see where this is at. Where does the guy's knees go down?
I think he's down.
Like right there. Yeah, I think he didn't get it. Look at this. Do you think he got it? No. When he jumped over or when he landed over, I don't think he got it. When they get the ball back, they're going to have 40 seconds left, the other team is, to score.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a bit.
Well, they have no timeouts.
Yep, and we're looking at the field goal. It's going to be Jake Bates.
Yep, that's my kicker.
Your kicker, and that will actually help my fantasy team if he does make it. So I think this could be the best situation for me because although that, let's just say, hypothetically, I am probably going to beat Seattle Water Bottles. Very likely. So I may be... Oh, they're going for it on 4th down. I wonder if they're just going to try to get him to jump. I don't know about this. I don't know. And he trips up and... Oh, but Montgomery gets it anyway. And he still got it.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Wow.
I can't believe what just happened.
Didn't I say that earlier? Dan Campbell is one of the most riskiest coaches on 4th down.
He's the very gutsy coach, and now they can just ride the clock all the way down, or are they just going to call another timeout? I would just ride the clock all the way down.
Wow. But do you see what I'm saying? I knew he was a risky coach and stuff. Look at him.
Yeah, he got stepped on.
He literally trips.
And they still got it.
Yeah. Because Montgomery stayed on his feet and got the ball. He was able to get the ball still to him. Look at this.
That was
He's
absolutely
still up high enough
insane.
to get the ball to him.
I just can't believe what I just saw. He tripped on himself.
Well, no, see his foot? How
He
close
tripped
was the
on
other guy's
tripped
foot?
on his teammate's foot, and David Montgomery still got it.
His teammate's foot went back too far, and it got him. And he's like, yeah, we still got it. Celebration there. Celebration.
And this is going to be for the field goal to help my team get in the position to...
They're not going to kick it yet.
Oh, they're still going to burn the clock down as much as they can. It sounds like they're just going to run a... I think they're just going to take a knee, and they're just going to let the clock run all the way down to, like, as much as they can.
Because they still have a timeout.
Yeah, they do have a timeout. What I would do is just take a knee. Don't risk... Just take a knee.
Don't run another play.
Don't run another play. Just if you're going to run the play, just take the knee.
Well, maybe they want to run a play just to get a better spot for where the ball, where the kick is.
Spot, I guess, for the range and see if they can score instead. Maybe, but then you don't want to risk throwing an interception. You don't want to risk a fumble.
But I'm saying, if you're just like, you could do that because you could just hand it to one player and do that like you did, you know, because sometimes they'll do that. I've noticed that with some teams, they'll do that. So they get a knee or not.
And now, oh, yep, they took a knee. I was correct.
No, they didn't. They actually moved the ball, position of the ball. You see that?
But they still lost yards, and they're going to run that clock all the way down to 1. Yep, this is going to be for the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, but you see what I said? They moved their position on where the ball was because of that play. I told you sometimes they do that, and so now they have a better spot for the guy because sometimes some kickers like to kick better from the left and some like to kick better from the right. You notice that?
I have noticed that. Yep.
So it makes a difference for the kicker.
And it's 2 seconds left. They did lose 3 yards on that play.
But it might have helped the kicker's range.
Because he gets less range.
No, but it might have helped his positioning and other situations.
Yes. That's why he went a little bit. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, now this is the opportunity to end this game.
Yeah.
To put the Lions well into the divisional victory. And here is Bates. And this is the opportunity. And here is the kick. And that is right through the uprights. And the Detroit Lions have won this game over the Green Bay Packers. And what a thriller it was. And it looks like because of that victory, they will very much clinch that playoff spot.
Yeah. We don't know if they're going to be the number 1 seed yet because we still have to deal with the Minnesota Vikings.
Still got to deal with the Minnesota Vikings, so it's still a long ways to go, but what a victory. And quick words on this game, Epic C Films?
It was a good game. Detroit was able to overcome their mistakes and win the game. That's a big thing when you can overcome your mistakes. That means the other team didn't play that great if you were able to overcome 2 major mistakes.
Yeah, Green Bay, they were really bailed out by just Detroit's mistakes, the interception and the 4th down non-conversion.
The bright spot I did see of Green Bay's team was Josh Jacobs.
Yes, Josh Jacobs. Jordan Love had some good passes, and maybe some good defensive stops by Green Bay, but it really wasn't enough to get that victory.
The offense of Detroit is just so much better.
Yeah, they're a very complete team, to say the least.
They are. Because even if you look at it, their 2 major mistakes weren't that bad of mistakes. If he didn't throw that interception, the game wouldn't have been close. Look at that interception. They were marching down the field. If they wouldn't have thrown that interception, guess what? This game wouldn't have been down to
it would have been a blowout.
Yeah. So they wouldn't have been in the conversation potentially. So, a couple of plays here and there changes the whole dynamic of the game. But Green Bay is not a bad team. But I still think the Seahawks could beat Green Bay.
True.
If they can stop their running game, then Jordan Love has to go to the passing game. And I think the Seahawks can stop the running game.
We'll have to see. But as they're playing the Arizona Cardinals,
yeah,
so
it's 2 weeks away. Green Bay.
It's 2 weeks away, yeah, but they'll be at home, so that's the good news.
Yeah.
But I'll be flying back from Dallas, so I'll hopefully be watching the game from the plane. So I don't really know. Who knows? But anyways, I think that's going to do it. I got to run. I got to make all these videos and plan for work tomorrow. Everyone, thank you for watching. I know it's been a long time since I've been back here, but I'm going to try to do better to try to be more consistent this time. Not going to let that stomach bug get to me again. I probably will, but who knows? But you've seen me posting a little bit more content lately, so we'll be back. And looking at 2 Thursdays from now would be the next possible time I would be back. And Epic C Films, any final words?
Yes. My bold prediction was right about fantasy. The kicker for Detroit scored 11 points, and Amon St. Brown only scored 10.3. 0.7 more I scored.
Yeah.
And so that was the big bold prediction in my favor. And then the other thing is don't drink and don't quit your day job.
And don't smoke.
And don't smoke.
And don't gamble? Depends.
Only go to a casino to have fun. Don't use it as a way to make money.
Never. Do it what you're most comfortable with.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's going to do it. Everyone else, thank you very much for watching, and have a good evening.